like it's faster than the Titanic went down, honestly. I mean, they had time. I mean, I am just sinking it's awful. And I don't know, is it me? Is it karma? We'll have to get into this a little bit later on because I was doing so well. I'm 11 games above 500, and I'm biting it right now. And we'll dive into that with Brent Halverson coming up in just a bit. We're at the Joe's Grill location. We are in Fishers at 116 and Brook School Road. Yeah, I know. Yesterday, I told you a couple of different times we're in Castleton, but remember, I'm a complete dumbass. So sometimes I get it wrong. That's what you're dealing with when you deal with somebody like me. I've tried to get the word out that we're indeed going to be in Fishers. So let me just tell you this. If you planned on going to Castleton today, it's not like it's too far away. All right, just jump on 69, come up here, get on 116, get to Brook School Road, plenty of room for you. So that is our location at Joe's Grill. Both Miller and Nally will join us. The Ryans coming up here in the 4 o'clock hour, along with Brent Halverson for our Larceny Bourbon Locks and our Luna Azul Tequila Shots. And as usual, Brent loves the samples. The samples are coming out. In fact, Brent got me one humongous sample right here. This is much more than a sample that's in front of me. Now, we'll get to Brent coming up in just a minute. I did want to get to last night. Shout out to Doug Bowles, Speedway president, because he set both Kyle Udemark and I up with courtside seats to that Wednesday night affair with Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. And before I get to this, let me go ahead and set it up. As I guess Richard Nixon once upon a time said in this quote, let me be perfectly clear. All right? I know that the Pacers are a bad team. I know that the Pacers are 6 games under 500. I know that a lot of you have maybe disengaged with watching the Pacers because of that. I know that Bally Sports Indiana, the television coverage for a lot of the memes in which many of you utilize, I know that all of you don't get to watch it, and I know that you're waiting on them to give you an ultra huge reason to watch it. This is what I know, and I am not offering up an excuse for the way this team has played, an excuse for being 6 games under 500, an excuse for not being able to close games. I am not offering that whatsoever. But as you well know, what I love to do and what I do and why you tune in is because I give it to you reality-based. I give it to you truthfully, all right? The good and the bad come at you from different ways, and I'm always here to give that to you. Last night, the Pacers got incredibly screwed over. They did. And you're going to say, well, you know what, if you're not that, and I always hated this crap, well, if you don't put yourself in that position, I mean, I don't know what jackwad said that thought he coached something in 1940, but he can kiss it, all right? The jackwad can kiss it. Well, you know, you don't put yourself in a situation to have that happen to you. No, that is called coming back from a deficit. That is a flow of the game thing, and that is just one of the more egregious missed calls. I should say non-call, I guess, because it was missed, but it wasn't made. Therefore, you can't look at it if the whistle doesn't blow, and another one of those stupid NBA rules that they're doing right now. So you couldn't look at it, and everybody in the world honestly saw it right then. You guys saw it. Even if you were watching it on TV last night, you saw it right then. I was on the other end of the floor. I saw it. Kyle Udemark was sitting next to me. He saw it. The dudes next to me that are going to show up here today because they love the show, both Brian and Steven, they saw it. We all saw it, but the 3 people that are supposed to see it, one being Tony Brothers, who just sucks and continues to suck. I mean, let's face it. There's a reason why the late, great Slick Leonard, when Tony Donahue and I put that together, remember, hey, Tony, get your pack your bags and get the hell out of here. That was at Tony Brothers, and there's a reason, because Tony Brothers sucks. He has, he does, he will. There's no way around it. You go back in the first half, my man was so disconnected from the game last night. The Pacers, Miles, and the bench had to tell him, that they were in the penalty and they were shooting free throws. And then, the coaches on the Pacer bench kind of giggled and laughed about it. And I thought to myself, you know what? He's going to end up screwing you over with this giggling and laughing stuff. Now, I don't know directly if it was his fault, but he is the chief among them on that crew last night, and he still sucks. And then there's Danica, what's her name, and then that guy named Brett, and they're not any good either. It was the type of game, much like the Laker game was a week ago. And you're saying, well, you got to put yourself in a better situation. You can't let calls dictate this. They're still a bad team. I know that they're still a bad team. But when you think about it, had they been given or treated right as far as the officiating was concerned against the Lakers, Duarte goes to the free throw line with a chance to win the game. They don't make overtime. They win the game. You look at that a little bit differently. After last night, they get a steal from Trae Young, go to the other end. I mean, just a blatant grab of the jersey that everybody in the entire place saw, but the three people that are paid an enormous amount of money to travel the country to see that type of crap, they're the only ones that did not see it last night. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw it. So think about this for a moment. I mean, you're 6 games under 500 right now. I mean, you get 2 wins, and you got 6 consecutive at home. You start that out the right way last night, but instead you get completely screwed, and that's exactly what happened last night. They got completely screwed. So here's what I always try to do for you on this show. I'm just not going to sit here and whine about the officiating the entirety of this 3 hours. I am going to give you what I believe is a solution. I think I've actually brought this up before. I'm going to give you a solution. And listen, is everybody's call all of a sudden now going to be accurately made? Probably not. But after watching that game from the vantage point in which I was last night, it is, again, abundantly clear that you need more than 3 officials out there. The one thing that strikes you, if you go to a Pacer game, and really no matter where you sit, but the closer that you get, and this floors me, but the closer you get, you see how athletic, how fast, how quick. I mean, it's incredible. I'm talking from the tallest to the shortest. It is incredible. The strength, the athleticism, the quickness, the skill of these guys. And having 3 of those gray-shirted best-in-the-world clowns out there is not enough. You got to have more than 3 clowns. You need a 4th clown. You got to have a 4th clown somewhere on the floor. I don't know if you treat it like soccer, where you just have folks staked out, but the play is just way, way too fast. It's way too fast. And if you watched last night, it was on the other end. And I had a better vantage point at the grab than I did at anything else. But if you watch the video as I did, there was nobody was in any good position whatsoever. And that absolutely cost the Pacers the game last night. That's that. It did. Well, here's what they let them do. Here's what they let Trae Young do. Here's what whatever. They had a hero ball down the stretch. They could have been more efficient. That cost them the game. And you can't have it. This organization right now is not in a place where you can have crap like that, because you guys are finding way too many reasons not to pay attention anyway. And all that does is add to the list. So I don't know if you'll ever have a solution. I don't know if that's something that Adam Silver or the players or whatever want to implement, but you got to have more than 3 out there, because these 3 don't get it done. I mean, the action is way too... listen, even for somebody... I love basketball, and I love watching basketball, but when you do sit that close, it is incredible. I mean, it is such an oh, wow, and how big and strong and quick. I mean, I would also suggest that the game... The floor is not even big enough for the game sometimes, honestly. I mean, you get these guys shooting, corner threes from either side, and I mean, there's not enough room. I mean, they can barely get behind the 3 and not be standing out of bounds. It is incredible. But yes, you can absolutely look at that as this team getting just mammothly hosed last night, because they did. And even if you don't like anything that's going on, and I don't blame you. I mean, this has been in, just a constant treadmill type of situation, and it doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon. And people would say, well, you're just kind of seeing the same old, same old. This is not even the same old, same old. This is worse than the same old right now. I mean, it is worse. I mean, you look at them in the Eastern Conference right now and go down that path. Everybody always says after, 25 games or so, everybody that's been around the NBA for 1,000 years that know better than anybody else, or at least they think they do, will always tell you that, you get 25 games to figure out who you are. Here's what I think I've figured out. I highly doubt if you're going to see TJ Warren this year. I mean, I just do. I highly doubt it. I like Karis LeVert a great deal. And I hope it's still a back situation that he's dealing with and trying to come back from. But my man's got zero juice out there right now. I mean, if you try to compare the LeVert in the bubble in Orlando a couple of years ago to the LeVert right now, I mean, it's not even close. Not even close. I remember Michael Grady coming on the show and talking about, from the LeVert that he saw and covering the Brooklyn Nets for so many years, LeVert that he expected to see here. And that has not even close to been it to this point. I mean, not even close. That's problematic because you look down at this team and the options you maybe think they have, they don't seem like that they're robust. I know people keep on waiting, or at least some keep on waiting, but I don't know about this group right now. Yeah, and part of the stuff that also went down last night, Trae Young is just really good. Trae Young is incredibly good, and he showed that last night. And I had a lot of people, because whenever something happens that's negative, right, people send me stuff about Miles. I don't know why, because I thought Miles played really well last night. But whenever the Pacers lose or something goes haywire, I inevitably get emails and tweets about Miles. Miles, all these layups, and he goes out to, defend as a shot blocker, and, all it is a lob over the top of his head for a dunk, or, a rebound put back by Capella. Here's what Miles is dealing with, all right? He deals with this, and especially last night. Trae Young, against most, if not everybody, can get to any spot he wants to on the floor whenever he wants to. So the Pacers, more than a couple of times last night, tried to double the ball out of his hands. Atlanta is a team, if you watched them last night, they made shots. Herter made shots. Gallinari made shots, especially in a run in the third quarter, at least the second half, made 3 threes in a row. The thing that you notice, whether it's one of those two or it might even be Lou Williams if he's out there playing at the same time with Trae Young, they don't have a perimeter shooter that gets much of a defensive contest on his shot. Herter was able, when he shot perimeter shots in the first half, and I guess that's why Rick Carlisle kept his team in there, because that first half defense was so bad. But Herter stepped into most of his shots in the perimeter was without a hand near his face. And that's the same with Gallinari. The reason being it's because Trae Young can get to, and again, this is against anybody. This is not just necessarily against the Pacers. He can get to anywhere he wants to go on the floor. He just can. When you have a transformational type of talent on your team, that's what you get. He can get anywhere he wants, and that opens up everything. I mean, these guys shoot so many perimeter shots with really nobody D'ing it up whatsoever. But I get a lot of people telling me last night, well, Miles, he's the one that cost him. No, he's not, because he's got to make a choice out of 3 different avenues here when Trae Young inevitably gets by his man or is playing in a high ball screen action, and obviously the big man drops, or if he breaks up a double team, which he did basically ad nauseum last night in that game. He did whatever he wanted to, and again, he does that most games. But Miles has a choice to make, one of 3. Miles will come at Trae Young and hopefully force him into a tough shot or, get up there and try to block it or whatever. But if it comes off, then what's going to happen? Then somebody's going to rebound it, like Capella's going to have a free rebound putback opportunity. Or Young, when Miles comes out at him, is going to lob it up there, and Capella's probably going to be the one to dunk it. So he has 3 choices. And I thought last night, of the 3 choices, and a lot of this is guesswork. A lot of this is feel for what you're doing defensively and guesswork. And there's no real way that every single time you're going to handle that. And I don't know how the dude could have handled it any better last night. I mean, obviously my support of Miles aside, you couldn't handle that any better than he did last night. And, you just, at times, what are you going to do? I mean, Trae Young is probably going to make the right decision. If he doesn't make the right decision, he's probably going to make the shot. And he did that certainly last night. And what's funny about it, it came down to it. I thought Rick Carlisle was really good. I know you saw at the end of the game when Jeremy Lamb comes in for Miles. Miles goes and sits. And, obviously that play got all blown up. And then ultimately in kind of a scramble situation, Jeremy Lamb got the ball and knocked down a three. Which put them within one. They got that steal and they were right there, but it was the officiating absolutely got screwed. And I don't know, Kyle, is the final 2 minute report out just yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either. Because I'm assuming when it comes out that we're all going to be told once again that the Pacers got hosed, and they did last night. And there are ways. You can look at it this way. Don't always take the old coach telling you that, well, you can do this and that prior to and not put yourself in that situation. You know what you can do? You can work your ass off to get back into the game, put yourself in a winning situation, and have somebody screw you over like that. Just have the lack of ability to either keep up or not be in the right position or just swallow your whistle for whatever reason, that can screw you as well. And in this case, that's a valid reason. It's not always valid. Like over the weekend in complaining about NFL officiating, like when you look back at that game against the Buccaneers, the Cameron Brate play against TJ Carey in the end zone or near the end zone, that was a lame call, but I thought everything else was fine. I didn't think Winfield, I didn't think that was a PI when he picked off Carson Wentz, when he went above Michael Pittman Jr. Rock Yassin was grabbing jersey, much like Herter was last night. That was a defensive pass interference. But, yeah, last night is one of those games where you can blame them. And you should blame them because it was their fault, and the NBA will tell you as much at some point later on this afternoon. All right, 239-1070. Email address is jmv at 1070thefan.com. Show us on Twitter at JMV1070. Inside the Lounge via YouTube Live if you guys want to watch there as well. If you watched Hard Knocks last night. So, Kyle, you could tell me this if you went home and watched it too. Quentin Nelson going up to Frank on the sideline and asking him to run the football. Now, that's something that I talked about on Sunday, something I talked about during that 26-play span in the second half where they didn't run. Jonathan Taylor, I'm assuming if 56 steps up and says that I'm incredibly justified, right? I mean, is my conversation, my angle, my debate over the course of this week now justified? All of us like me, are we all justified?
The one thing when I was watching that, and I don't think they showed I don't know what point of the game Quentin went up to Frank and said that. Was that after, all those passes in a row and start of the fourth quarter and he went up?
I agree with that. And to be fair, before I get my justice, which I'm looking for, to be fair, I think we need to find out when exactly, because we do know this. And Steve Trout's going to tell you they probably don't do that, but all of these shows inevitably they're not always in the type of order or happen in the moments in which you believe. Now, Steve Trout did tell us, Kyle, a couple of different times that they don't do it that way, so we are left to assume that it may not have been, maybe it wasn't over that 26-play span. Maybe it was. That's what we got to find out because I think I want some justice out of this. Is there any way we can find out? Do we need to call Steve Trout and ask him? Because I feel like I need a little bit of justice. Maybe we can email him. Maybe we can call him and ask him. I'd like to know when that absolutely happened. But, listen, at least from what 56 said and the fashion in which he did, I feel some minor justice. But I would like to know the whole truth to see when it was, when it happened. Because I feel like I deserve a little bit of justice right here. Hey, justifiably so. We're in Fishers today. 116 at Brook School Road. We're at Joe's Grill with Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots, week number 13. My man Brent Halverson is coming off what was a weekend high, not literally but figuratively, with Mount Vernon winning that 4A high school football title. He was there, soaked it all up, and now he's back and ready to go at it and throw me a life preserver because my ass is sinking right here.
John, how are you? Happy
Good.
Thursday.
Good. It's like I do a cannonball off the high dive. I'm going straight to the bottom right here.
You know, I was actually looking at some numbers going through these a little bit earlier today, and yeah, you had a rough week, my friend.
That's a rough week. What was I last week?
You went 4-11 last
4-11?
week.
Good God.
4-11 takes you down to 49.4% on the year. So just a notch under 50%.
Can
Not
you
too
run
bad.
the numbers of the last 3 weeks?
Last 3 weeks were week 12. This week we just finished. You were 4-11. Week 11 you were 9-6. So that you kind of
Because
come
it
back
seems
there.
like the last 3 weeks have been horrendous for me.
Well, so take out. Let's go back two more. Week 10 you were 5-9. That was a rough patch. And then week 9 you were 4-9.
4-9.
So in those last, you had three of the last four.
Yeah.
They call it turning around, and that's what we'll look to do this week, right?
I guess the coincidence of it all here is that my fantasy team that you're also involved with is also sinking to the bottom.
Oh, I'm already sunk on that league.
I mean, I can't keep anybody healthy. Anybody that I have selected is not playing.
Yeah.
It's an absolute mess every week. And again, you get in that mess in fantasy football, and you're always the last one to get somebody that you need. Like, I'm the last one now to think, hey, maybe I should go after Alexander Madison,
Too late.
for example.
Too late.
Too late. Too late.
Yep.
And by the way, I'm going to let you know that's probably going to be a Luna Azul tequila shot, fantasy football-wise, but too late. I've been too late on a variety of guys like this, and that's just kind of the way that it is. When you're in a rut, I mean, when you're really scuffling like this, I mean, even your smart moves are a little bit too late to take advantage of them. So that's kind of where I am right now.
You know,
With
it'll come back around. It does. That's why they, that's why they call it gambling, right? I mean, even fantasy football, it's a gamble. You're picking players, and especially with fantasy, you got a lot of unknowns still with COVID affecting the game up until right before the game that we don't know about, which plays into our games, our bets too. We're picking them on Thursday. They're playing on Sunday. We could lose some key players in those 4 days. So it does adapt a little bit. We're taking today's knowledge, and that's what we're going to pass along.
Yes.
Hey, I mean, I went 8-7 last week, and it's kind of been just hovering, right? And I had a couple bad weeks before that as well. We're looking for a big turnout and a big turnaround. I think we'll find it this week.
Has this been a hard, almost month-long stretch here? Because that's the way that it seems. I guess because I'm scuffling at the rate in which I am, it would stand to reason that it would be hard. But it seems like this has been a difficult stretch just to gauge for everybody.
I'm just looking back, week 9 and 10, that was also really tough for myself. It has been. I mean, I was 8-7 last week, 8-7 the week before. Before that was 5-9. So again, you're going to find those patches, and it's been a tough year. It's not been as tough as last year, though. Last year was really tough during the COVID era of no fans. That really came into play quite a bit.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing that still that COVID monster peek its head out there, and you take away some key players, some coaches coming in and out. It really affects the game. So, I think we had some great games though last week, and there's a couple really good games on the slate this week too. So we're seeing some stuff turn around.
Well, I mean, you got the Colts beginning this week. They get the bye week next week, but beginning this week, you got to go at the very least 4-1, and if that one's going to be anything, it's got to be in Arizona coming up on Christmas to try to make that postseason. There's still a lot of people believing in this team to make the postseason, but I don't know if I trust them against a team, for example, that you're going to see in a couple of weeks here in the Patriots. The Patriots, the way they started out compared to the way that they're playing right now, you talk about an absolute 180. Everybody thought this was going to be a middling or less than middling team within the AFC East, and they have been fantastic as of late. Fantastic.
Absolutely, and what a game to wrap up Monday night.
Yes.
You're going to see New England and Buffalo in Buffalo.
Yes,
where Buffalo's favored by 2.5. But I think that's going to be that's going to really show you who's who.
Well, I mean, and if you're a Colts fan, you hope that it's New England that beats Buffalo. You want your division leaders at this point, especially Baltimore, for example. You want Baltimore to roll everybody up now that's within striking distance. You want the Bengals to beat the Chargers coming up this week as well. But especially the division leaders at this point, go go ahead and roll those that are kind of like you. You want to see the Raiders lose at this point, too. Another team that the Colts are going to see before the end of the season. They have a lot of work to do, but they're also going to need a great deal of help. All right, what stands out to you as far as, before we hit a break, the games of the weekend that we're going to pick coming up here at the top of the 4 o'clock?
Well, the one I just mentioned, New England and Buffalo, I think is the premier game. There's several big games on here that there's some bigger lines. Last week we didn't see that. We saw a lot of little lines, almost pick'ems, -1s, 2s, and 3s. This week you got some bigger ones coming up. I think that Dallas game tonight is going to be an interesting game. Dallas has been that team that, God, they're so much better than they've played.
Yeah.
You got McCarthy not going to be there, but I'll be honest with you, I think that's better for the Cowboys that McCarthy's not there.
Whoa.
He's not there to screw it up.
Okay, not there to screw it up, so you like it without McCarthy.
I like it without McCarthy. I like Dallas a lot tonight, but I think that's going to be a good game. It's a good Thursday night game. We've had a lot of really good primetime games we've been blessed with. So that'll start us off tonight. I mean, there's
Taysom Hill under center.
Taysom Hill under center, but I don't think there's going to be any Alvin Kamara. I don't think he's there. They've got a couple. They've got some weapons hurt.
Yeah,
and that's why I think it's going to be tough for them.
Ramchick's out tonight too. So yeah.
Oh, Nally Schefter over here. We got our Indiana resident, Mr. Nally Schefter is
Nally Schefter.
Nally Schefter.
All right, it's Brent Alverson. We got the two Ryans joining us here at 4 o'clock, and we'll go over our Week 13 NFL picks. Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots coming up before. Good to see you again, man.
Hey, you too.
How about
Absolutely.
those Mount Vernon Marauders?
How about those Marauders? They just came out and just on fire. Just put them away.
Was the Halverson household happy with that result on Saturday?
Very happy, very happy. Yeah, it was the very first time they were ever in it, and they just came out. They rolled them. They rolled them too.
Rolled them up.
40-14, I think, or 42-14, I think it was. It was a great game.
Interesting to see. I think everybody now that covers high school football a great deal believes that Mount Vernon now, this is going to be a mark of them being like this, being this competitive every single year. This is kind of the start of that.
We were talking about that because it's a 4A school, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of talks on, I think, next year if they make it to, I forget, there's a certain level, I mean, even to the regionals, they will be a 5A, move up to 5A.
You get a success riser out
You
of
get a success riser. But the whole program over there itself has been doing that with the basketball, the volleyball. And there's a lot of great sports over there, so that's kind of exciting to see maybe a move up to that 5A. That's where the bigger dogs are hunting. So, but very cool for Mount Vernon. Hats off to all of them, all the coaches and kids out there. That's
get
just
up that 5A and get Cathedral.
That's right. That's right. Hey, the Seymour Owls are also a 5A.
Are they really?
They are.
Well, I don't know about the Seymour. Are they really in 5A?
Yeah, grew up in a 5A school there.
Seymour Owls, man.
That's right.
All right, buddy.
Hey, look forward to
4 o'clock, Brent Holverson, Ryan Nally, Ryan Miller with our Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Your calls coming up on the other side. Work off of whatever I've talked about so far and whatever opinion you might have, either to the contrary or your belief of what I'm saying is, well, basically as it is, absolutely true. All right, on the other side, we talked about this at great length yesterday, but I did because the Boilermakers get Iowa coming up tomorrow. I wanted to bring on board one of the people that would know the Boilers as well as anybody. That's Rob Blackman, voice of the Boilermaker Hoops program, and we'll talk to Rob Blackman coming up on the other side. 93.5, 107.5, the stream, the app, and you can find us on HD radio. That's crystal clear, 93.1 WIBC HD Radio 2. If you got it in your ride, check it out. Back with you next.
Join 93.5, 107.5 The Fan after the Pacers game Monday night for Inside IU Basketball with Coach Mike Woodson.
There's only one company that meets the gold standard in hair restoration and hair transplants. We Grow Hair Indy. Hey, it's JMV, and I'm here with Darren Andrews. Darren, people are coming from all over the world to We Grow Hair Indy to grow their hair back.
Hi JMV, it's great to be here. Yes, they are. And JMV, as you know, we are very proud of the technology and the results at We Grow Hair Indy. We Grow Hair Indy is one of only 2 places in the entire US that offers both the Artist Robotic FUE and our trademark procedure, multi-unit hair grafting.
I was tired of my bald spot, which is why I went with multi-unit hair grafting and got more hair in one procedure. Call 888-724-5129 for a free evaluation. That's 888-724-5129, 888-724-5129, and grow your hair back. The one company that has the best technology and results. WeGrowHairIndy.com, the gold standard in hair restoration.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
It's the most wonderful time of the year when the weather is cold and holiday parties are coming soon. Turn your annual holiday party up a notch and host it at Twin Peaks, an unforgettable experience that might be tough to remember. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Gather near and bring the cheer this holiday season. Dazzle and delight the love of your life with a gift from Helzberg Diamonds. Don't miss great prices on stunning diamond studs, tennis bracelets, gemstone rings, and the year's must-have look, gold jewelry for stacking and layering. Another reason to go to Helzberg? Get a free Microsoft Surface Laptop Go with a purchase of $1,699 or more. Visit Helzberg.com or a store near you today. Limited time offer while supplies last. See online or in-store for details.
It's Terry Stacy for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Drains. Owner Chris Ambrose says second opinions are important.
You want to make sure that you are confident in the service that you're getting from whoever. The diagnostic that we give you may be different from the one that you got before. What we hope is it'll give you peace of mind that you're getting the right solution for your problem.
Get your free second opinion from B&W by going to BigBlackTrucks.com. Your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Come celebrate one of Indy's biggest sports weekends. December 3rd, Indiana Sports Corp's free Big Ten pregame on Georgia Street starts at 4 p.m. with music by DJ Lockstar, followed by the Dew Band. Enjoy free food from Wendy's, grab swag from the 2022 College Football Playoff Indianapolis Host Committee, and toss some footballs with the Foaling Warehouse. Plus, enter to win 2 tickets to the Big Ten Football Championship game when you donate to Gleaners Food Bank. Friday, December 3rd, it's the free Friday pregame on Georgia Street. IndianaSportsCorp.org/Friday pregame for more info.
It's JMV. Basketball fans celebrate the NBA's 75th anniversary season on FanDuel Sportsbook. And right now, new customers can place their first bet risk-free. And if you don't win, you'll get up to $1,000 back. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, now is the perfect time to give this a shot. You got a favorite player? You can go point total, rebounds, assists, maybe a money line. But use the promo code JMV today. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code JMV to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000 and make every moment more this NBA season. That promo code JMV, 21 plus and present in Indiana. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Basements get a bad rap. Probably because so many of them are wet, leaky, and musty. Thanks to screenwriters, crawl spaces aren't very popular either. Michaelis is putting an end to the horror show. Their time-tested waterproofing systems eliminate and prevent water issues. Damp and moldy becomes clean and healthy. And their French drains, vapor barriers, and encapsulation techniques turn crawl spaces into a Disney set. Yeah, okay, that probably went a bit far. But with over 35 years experience, they have a lot of homeowners enjoying their basements again. Think Michaelis. And think how nice it would be to get rid of foundation cracks, basement leaks, damp smells, and all the nightmares that come with them. Water, storms, fire, and foundations. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
We've done it again.
Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With a 1.875% rate and home values up, you can get more cash out now.
Call 317-706-GOLD today and make no mortgage payments until next year.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Stop by your locally owned and operated Big O Tires for the lowest price on every tire every day with financing options available. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The Ride with JMV.
Hey, Tony, get your bag and get the hell out of here, will you?
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
The late, great Slick Leonard had that accurate years ago right there. Years ago. going to tell you what. My man looked so damn disinterested last night. Wednesday night, I guess, in Indianapolis, disinterested. I mean, they actually had to tell him, hey, they're in the bonus right now. He's trying to side out it. They're in the bonus, and the Pacer coaching staff started laughing and giggling with him, and yeah, he sucks. Slick had that right years ago, did he not? We're at Joe's Grill. We're in Fishers 116, Brooks School Road. Brent Halverson and the Ryans, top of the hour, with our Week 13 Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luno Zool Tequila Shots. Mike Chappell's going to drop in here coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. We went off a little bit last night regarding the Pacer loss to the Hawks, Pacers, and the Heat coming up tomorrow night. No Bam Adebayo from what we have seen. I don't think Jimmy Butler played last night for the Heat as well. We'll see what happens coming up tomorrow night. Pacers back at it coming up then. Meantime, Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline, a big game in the Big Ten coming up tomorrow night for the Purdue Boilermakers, who, as of right now, should be the number one team in the nation. And one more hurdle to get over coming up tomorrow to get into that position for real coming up at the beginning of next week. They get Iowa coming up tomorrow night, and the voice of the Boilermakers, our good friend Rob Blackman, joins us. Hey, before we get into all that, I do have an interesting question I want to ask you, because I've made a lot about the depth of this team, which to me, I don't know who to compare it to, honestly, because you don't see, especially an upperclassman level of depth on any team in college basketball any longer as you see with this particular team right now. But, Rob, what I'm curious about, let's say what I like to call nut-cutting time, right? And you have to have somebody go get it. You have to have somebody that's going to close this game with a make. Is that Ivy? Or is that whatever the situation may dictate?
Ooh, you're going to start me off with a tough one today, John.
Well, I figured you had all the knowledge of that, and I could just sit here and yank stuff out of my rear end all that I want, but I thought I'm going to go to the source here and find out, because to me, Rob, it would seem like it would be Ivy every time, but then you think about Matt, and it may be, a coaching situation, where they are and what the better matchup might be. How do you view it in a situation, crunch time, where they need a basket, or where are they going and how are they doing it?
Well, recent history, which would have to be last year because we haven't had a, as you called it, nut-cutting game yet this season. But recent history would tell you it's Jaden Ivey, because he was the guy last year that had the ball in his hands in those situations, and more often than not delivered. Of course, the three to beat Ohio State at Ohio State is the game that first comes to mind. But quite frankly, Travion Williams also had an opportunity to do that last year and delivered against Michigan State. So I would say 1A is Jaden Ivey, 1B would be Travion Williams. After that, quite frankly, John, as well as everyone on this team is playing, I don't think it would really matter at that particular point. It seems like everyone on this team has delivered with a big shot at some point in the game this season, and has at least proven themselves worthy of being a guy that, if asked to make that play, you'd feel pretty confident that they could do it. But to answer the question directly, I would say 1A, Jaden Ivey, 1B, Travion Williams.
So, Rob Blackman, voice of the Boilermakers on the Andy Moore Automotive Group Hotline. I viewed this season as the Final Four or bust, at least, right? I mean, this is where anything less for this team is going to be tough to swallow, I'm assuming, at this point, correct?
Yeah, and you and I talked about this, I know, last time we were together. You had me on the show. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that from whether it's your perspective or a Purdue fan's perspective. As we talked about last time, that's exactly what you want to be the expectation, because that means you have a pretty good program with a bunch of really good players and really good coaches. Anything less than that, and you're really wondering, what's wrong with your team. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the perception being, or the expectation being, Final Four or bust, especially the way Purdue's played early in this season. I mean, let's be very honest. Outside of, Villanova, Purdue really hasn't been challenged. And it's not like they've been playing a cupcake schedule. I mean, we saw what North Carolina did to Michigan last night. You saw how badly Purdue beat them. You saw what Purdue did to Florida State. Now, Florida State was shorthanded. They were missing 2 starters. I do understand that. But this is a Florida State team that's predicted to finish second in the ACC. And rarely has teams score on them the way Purdue scored on them. You know, Purdue scored 90-plus points, which never happens against Florida State. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country. So, yeah, if the expectations are Final Four or bust, I think that's just fine with everyone associated with Purdue basketball because, again, that means you have a really good team with really good players and really good coaches. So, to me, there's nothing wrong with that being the expectation.
83-69 was that final against the Seminoles the other night, too. And you're right, they were missing a couple of big-time players. I found myself watching that game and thinking, man, it'd be great if they were healthy because you just kind of I'd love to see more of a Purdue gauge against them as a whole. But I think what we're going to see, that team is going to play a significant role certainly late in the season, you know, come NCAA tournament time because they looked, and I thought Purdue did a great job of really taking them out of what they wanted to do, but Leonard Hamilton coach team is just going to get better. They're incredibly athletic and missing 2 guys. That is a team that we're logically going to see and probably be talking about as the season gets going and later come the postseason part of the NCAA season in college hoops here. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and and for Purdue, it's a great resume game, right? Because
Agreed.
when it comes March and they're starting to try to figure out seeding for the NCAA tournament, no one's going to remember that Florida State was missing 2 guys, 2 of their regulars, right? No, they're just going to look at the score and be like, oh, yeah, boy, Purdue really put it on them, and look at the great season Florida State has had. So, yes, great resume builder for Purdue, no doubt about it. Florida State's going to challenge for the ACC championship. I don't think there's any doubt about that. So, and quite frankly, North Carolina, same way. Villanova, same way. I mean, those are just great victories to notch in your belt early in the season for your resume come March. So, yeah, I think, Purdue has been tested 3 times so far this year with some quality teams, and Purdue has fortunately been able to pass all 3 of the tests so far.
They have been fun to watch. Listening to the call, Rob Blackman of the Boilermaker Radio Network is on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Yeah, I think about this with Purdue as well. At some point, and this is kind of more between you and me type of question here, at some point I think Matt and the rest of the team probably will wear out a little bit on being asked the question about, hey, you've got such a deep team, how did you get all these guys to buy in, right? When does that question wear out? Time frame wise, you think?
Well, probably never, because you know how this works.
Yeah.
For the moment, Purdue is the flavor of the month, right, in NCAA basketball. So everyone's following Purdue right now. All the national writers that otherwise wouldn't pay attention to Purdue, they're the flavor of the month, so they're paying attention right now. That will subside because eventually Purdue's either going to lose their game or some other team's going to get really hot, and they'll become the flavor of the month, and everyone will pay attention to them. Then I'm anticipating Purdue will get hot again towards the end of the season, close to March, maybe be a 1 or 2 seed, and all those same writers will come back and ask the same questions that they were asking in November, and that is questions about how do you get your team to be so deep and all these guys to buy in and those kind of things. So the short answer here is that question I think will never go away. I do know this, John, what a luxury it is to have when your second 5 is as good as most Big Ten teams' starting 5. I mean, you think about that. Purdue's bringing guys off the bench in Eric Hunter Jr. and Brandon Newman and Travion Williams, for God's sakes, who's a preseason All-American. If you put those guys on other Big Ten teams, they're in the starting lineup immediately, and they're playing 30 minutes a game. And they're lucky to get 18 to 20 minutes a game at Purdue because they're playing off the bench. So, I mean, it's a great problem to have. I asked Matt this earlier in the season on the coaches show about a 10-man rotation, and he said, I've never done a 10-man rotation before. I don't know if I'm necessarily comfortable with it, but, it's a problem that we're going to have to work through, and it's a great problem to work through because you legitimately have 10 guys that can play. So, again, this is new for Coach Painter, as he admitted on the coaches show. You never tried to do it with 10 guys, but for the moment, it seems to be working out just fine.
What's amazing about that is it's not just the college level. It's like any level. I mean, all the way down to when anybody first picks up a basketball. Having a 10-person rotation never works. So this is going to be one of the, maybe the one time ever, or at least the one time during this particular basketball playing era, that if it does indeed continue to work, that we actually see it do so.
The one thing I have kind of picked up on, and I don't know if this is just by chance or if it's by design, but really all 5 of the subs have a particular player in the starting lineup that they sub in for, right? So
yeah,
Travion subs in for Zach Edey, right? When Purdue switches in the backcourt, Eric Hunter Jr. subs in for Isaiah Thompson, right, and right on down the line. So it seems to be a man-for-man swap. At least it appears to me. Maybe that's not the case, but certainly through the first 7 games of the year, that kind of seems what it is, to me, to be what it is. So that tells me if, player A in the starting lineup isn't doing what they're supposed to or getting the job done, then you know who his sub's going to be right away, because it's been the guy that's been subbing for him all year. It's not as if Purdue's kind of mixed and matched the lineups very often this year. The only exception of that being North Carolina, when the 2 big guys were in foul trouble in the first half. Other than that, it's the same guy subbing in for the same guy every time. So I suppose maybe that makes it a little bit easier, but again, I don't know. We're only 7 games into the year. We still have a long way to go here.
Final thing with you, Rob Blackman, the Boilermaker Radio Network. Where are the football Boilermakers of Jeff Brom going to end up?
Oh, boy, that is such a good question. I think I've asked everyone at the Purdue Athletic Department that question at least twice in the last 3 days. The answers I keep getting, at least the most frequent answers, I should say, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Nashville, or what's the other one they've said? New York, with a really, really outside shot at Tampa in the Outback Bowl. Those are the 5 that they seem to keep bringing up. But I don't think anyone knows for sure. But they've at least narrowed it down to they think it'll be one of those 5 for certain, with probably the Outback Bowl being the outlier, the real outside chance there, with a small percentage to go play there.
My friend, you're doing an excellent job as always. I'm really happy for you, that. I mean, I knew you were going to settle in and do what you do, but love to listen. Love to hear whenever you're on, and love having you on here as well. Keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully I'll see you again coming up at Finch Creek one of these days, yes, relatively soon.
And just one quick reminder for the fans, John, tomorrow night at Mackey Arena is Larry Clisby Recognition Night. It is going to be awesome.
Man, that is so great. That is so great. Well done, buddy. I appreciate you. Stay in touch here. We'll get you on again and see what happens if Boilermakers take care of Iowa as they should tomorrow night, and we'll be atop college basketball for the first time. That should be an interesting conversation next week. Always a pleasure, buddy. Thanks.
Okay, John, thanks. See you, man.
Rob Blackman, voice of the Boilermakers on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Joe's Grill, we're at 116 in Brooks School. Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots. It's a Thursday. The Ryans and Brent Holverson rejoin me coming up here at the top of the hour, and we'll dive into a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about so far today, and then some as far as the NFL Week 13 is concerned. Back with you next. Sit tight.
Join us on The Fan and listen to Jason Hammer on You Bet with Bet Rivers, 7 to 8 p.m. on Thursdays, where you can get all the betting advice you would ever need.
'Tis the season for more at Metro by T-Mobile. This holiday, new and existing customers can get a free Samsung Galaxy tablet. Enjoy high-speed data on your tablet for just $15 a month when you add to an existing line. That's how Metro gives you more for the holidays. More ways to connect and more reasons to celebrate with a free Samsung Galaxy tablet. Only at Metro. With rebate after 3 months of service, plus tax limited time offer, in-store only. Not available in Connecticut, Rhode Island, Miami-Dade. See store for details.
Hey, John here for LD Smith Plumbing. Lance and his local team. How are you guys doing as far as somebody you can count on for all, and I mean absolutely every one of your plumbing needs? Whether it's something easy to get done, something more difficult, or those emergencies. Go local, and when you go local, go with the best. That's 317-284-9526. Lance and his local team at LD Smith Plumbing, they can handle everything. 317-284-9526 online. That's ldsmithplumbing.com today.
BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks, welcomes you with the lock of the year. Simply place a $10 moneyline wager on either Dallas or New Orleans. And if either team scores a touchdown in the game, you'll win $200 in free bets regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use the bonus code THEFAN200, that's all one word, capital T, capital F, when you make your first bet. Enjoy football like never before with BetMGM's live betting options, boosted odds specials, and daily promotions at your fingertips all season long. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use that bonus code. Again, it's the FAN200, all one word, to win $200 in free bets if either Dallas or New Orleans scores a touchdown. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Indiana only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, do you have a savings goal for the new year? And if you do, if you don't, how about some advice from Kevin and the gang at Forum Credit Union? They have something that you will absolutely love. The Forum 52-Week Challenge. Here's what you do. You can save $1,378 over 12 months with the 52-Week Challenge. You can learn more about this or all the other incredible ways that my friends at Forum Credit Union can help you save. And especially it's magnified this time of year. So, a branch location, ask for Kevin and the gang, or for more info online, forumcu.com today.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Warby Parker. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at warbyparker.com/terms.
Did you pay too much for your glasses? Ever wonder why glasses cost so much? It's because for decades, the eyewear industry was dominated by a single company that kept prices artificially high while reaping huge profits. Warby Parker was created to change that.
I just made my first Warby Parker purchase. The glasses were everything I could have wanted and more. I absolutely love them. And they only cost $95, including prescription lenses.
Warby Parker's glasses are designed and produced in-house, so you get high quality for a fraction of the price. Warby Parker's glasses start at just $95, including your prescription, plus scratch-resistant anti-reflective coatings and UV protection at no extra cost. Now, do you need new glasses? Text GLASSES to 64,000 to pick 5 Warby Parker frames to try on at home for free. That's GLASSES to 64,000 to get started for free. GLASSES to 64,000.
John here for PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. So you've been looking yourself in the mirror and you're kind of watching your hair fall out, and then it's not coming back, and you're thinking, all right, this is what I have to live with. It is not. You have options in the real hair growth game with PAI at 888-724-5129. You know what? Talk to Darren Andrews, get that private consultation, or even more so, if you want to ask me about it, I will tell you how it works. Literally, my hair grows so quick, I got to cut it every 5 minutes. Seriously. It's like one of those Play-Doh things where you stick the Play-Doh on the top of that head and you squeeze it out, and the hair. This is like me. It is incredible, the technology and the option you have to get your real growing hair again. It's real with PAI. 888-724-5129. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
At Kroger, we know the holiday season is going to be special for everyone. So use the Kroger app to get personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. That way you'll get all the fresh holiday specialties you love at prices that are lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This hour of The Fan is fueled by Wheeler Mission. Neighbors experiencing homelessness this holiday season need your donation today to provide food, shelter, and care to Hoosiers in need. Please donate now at wheelermission.org.
Hey, join me on Friday. We're going to talk Colts and Texans. All right, I'm putting the last week away. I'm going on to the Texans. Let's talk about it. Let's get you set up for the weekend.
The Ride with JMV.
Just an average guy with exceptional hair.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
I got a question for you. Joe's Grill, we are in Fishers, 116. Brook School Road. We got our Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila shots coming up at the top of the hour. Brent Halverson passes around the samples, which is always good. But I got a question for you here before we head to the top of the hour, and then I'll log on some of your phone calls coming up in a bit. I mentioned with Quentin Nelson last night where toward the end of the Hard Knocks episode, he on the sideline went up to Frank Reich and said, hey, I'm paraphrasing here, basically, let's run the ball. Let's shove it down their throat. Here's my question to you. Do you guys think that happened during the moment in which I and others have questioned this week, the 26 consecutive plays without letting Jonathan Taylor run the football? Do you think it happened during that moment, or with the grace and execution and that TV eyeball? Was that manipulated for the storyline? That's something I want to know. Can we call Steve Trout, email him and ask him, do you think that was manipulated for what was a growing, exploding, if you will, storyline after that game on Sunday, or did that actually happen over the course of the moments in which not just me but others had a great deal of criticism about? Kyle, what do you think?
I think that's TV magic. I don't think it went in that order.
You think it's TV magic, huh? How many of you think it's TV magic, or that was actually in the moment in which that Quentin Nelson wanted to run it? Now, we will say this. Offensive linemen want to run the football, right? That's what they want to do. Now, does that at all, given the conversation that has been here this week, does that make the situation worse to you when you saw it last night? We'll answer that question with you at 239-1070 coming up on the other side. Joe's Grill, Nally and Miller, the Ryans, Bryn Halverson. It's a week 13 of our Larceny Bourbon Locks. Luna Azul Tequila Shots. We're going to give them to you, that and more, from Joe's Grill in Fishers next.
This is a sports town. You're a guy.
Or a gal.
So 1075thefan.com is your website. From the Colts to the Pacers, from IndyCar to Indy High School sports, plus coaches' interviews, event info, free stuff, and beer.
There's no beer.
My bad. Plus blogs and podcasts from Kevin and Query, Dan Dockich, and JMV. And you can always listen to us live from anywhere on planet Earth.
24 hours a day.
All at 1075thefan.com.
Hey, Indy. Tim Pearson here, founder of Chattanooga Whiskey. Did you know we had to change 100-year-old distilling laws in Tennessee to craft our straight bourbon whiskey? But not just any straight bourbon whiskey, the only Tennessee high malt. Made with malted rye, caramel malted barley, and honey malted barley. Deeper, darker, richer, and more complex. Some call it the s'more to the typical bourbon's graham cracker. I could go on, but I think you should try it for yourself. Drink Chattanooga Whiskey, enjoy responsibly.
John here for, you got this right, FanDuel Sportsbook, the NFL regular season heading into the final month of the year, and they're giving you a big Week 13 matchup between the Cowboys and the Saints. You guys ready? Later on tonight, 30-1 odds on either team to win. You can't beat that. Got to use my promo code JMV, where you can win $150 on just a $5 bet with the Cowboys and the Saints tonight. Promo code JMV. 21 plus and present in Indiana. New users only $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hopefully, you'll never have a house or business fire. But if you do, hopefully, you'll never forget this name. Michaelis. They can be there before that lump in your throat goes away. In fact, they're the reason it goes away. Over 35 years of helping people recover from faulty wiring, lightning strikes, or that unattended pot of pasta on the stove. Michaelis crews often roll in before the fire hoses are rolled up. Their proven process of water extraction, smoke removal, and content storage will calm your nerves. Then their talented craftsmen will rebuild your home and restore your spirits. That starts by being your advocate with the insurance company. You'll find Michaelis doesn't just feel for you, they work for you. Water, storms, fire, and foundations. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Hey, Hey, this is John here for Indiana's Best, Andy Moore Buick GMC, 131st State Road 37 in Fishers, not too far from here. My guy Eric Wilson is the best. Most commonly asked question to me is, what about the inventory? Sure, this time of year I want a new set of wheels. Do they have the inventory that can make it happen? And they absolutely do. They not only have the inventory, but the price tag and the overall car buying experience that will keep you coming back. Simply put, Eric Wilson and my friends at Andy Moore Buick GMC, they're the absolute best. So go with the best in one-stop shopping. That's 131st and State Road 37 in Fishers.
93.5 and 107.5, The Fan.
WIBC HD2, W298BB, WIBC HD3, W228CX, Indianapolis.
The Pacers are home to take on the Miami Heat tomorrow evening at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5, The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Let me have a Diablo sandwich of Dr. Pepper. Make it fast. I'm in a damn hurry.
93.5 and 107.5, The Fan.
Hey, welcome back here, Joe's Grill. We are in Fishers, 116 and Brook School Road. You guys need to slide by here. I mean, you're getting off work, want to get some great food, hang out, watch some games tonight. While Brent Holverson is here, get yourself some free samples that we're giving away as well. Or I say we, like I'm a part of it, that Brent is giving away here, which is always awesome. This is a great spot, great food, and the Larceny Bourbon Locks Luna Azul Tequila Shots for week number 13 of the NFL. Brent Holverson, once again, is with us. We get the Ryans here, Miller and Nally. Now, Nally, I want to bring you on here because you've got something coming up here in the next couple of weeks down in Castleton.
Yeah,
that means a lot to you.
Yeah, the location that you were promoting, which was here.
Did you hear me do that?
I heard you several times. But
dang.
like you said, we know the dumbass that we're dealing with. I'm not. This isn't my first rodeo with you.
Well, next time, just like text me and go, "Hey, numbnuts, you got this wrong." But
hey, I've been called worse. We're human. Yeah, we've got the annual. This will be our 15th year. Joe's annual charity chili cook-off.
Yes,
that is. We used to do it with Marlon Jackson's Fight for Foundation Life, which we're going to donate some to that as well. Marlon, if you're listening, we're still with you, but we're gonna donate a lot of toys and a lot of funds to Peyton Manning Children's Hospital this year.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic. And I love Marlon. We love Marlon. Now, how many different chilies will you have?
You know, we're hoping that we're going to have roughly 20 to 25 pots this year. Average right around 16, 17, but because of COVID last year we didn't have it, obviously.
Will I have my own bathroom for this?
Absolutely. We got 3 of them. We're going to put extra air fresheners in every one of them.
Yeah,
but you're going to have all the shredded.
There's no time limit either, right?
And we set up the whole place, the pool tables with all the fixings, the sour cream, the cheese, the onions, the crackers. We got Lisa Ray from Dave and Ray going to be a judge.
Dave and Ray.
We're working on Dave Smiley with he's on actually radio.
On Dave Smiley, he knows that too. Dave Smiley comes out a lot.
Yeah, he's actually he comes out to Westfield a lot.
Yeah,
but he's actually doing a 36-hour broadcast right now, so it's pretty big.
He's doing a 30. He's doing
that charity.
Yeah,
Make-A-Wish, I think it is.
And everybody makes the requests or something.
Requests for songs. So, but we're gonna have him. We've got Derek Zarniak with Tito's. We got Mr. Halverson as a judge. So we're gonna have 4 or 5. Hopefully, you, from what we're understanding, with any luck. But we're
if I have my own bathroom, I can do it.
we got you.
This is a serious road game for me.
We've got.
This is like the Colts and Foxborough type of stuff.
If you're involved, which you're a 50-50 shot at this point, we're gonna have 5 judges.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be it's $300 first place prize, $200 second place. You get a gift card. Every entry gets a gift card. It's we've got all kinds of great side prizes with a 50-50 raffle, and this will be the first year that we're actually doing it without the Colts playing. We're actually doing it on a bye week.
Yeah.
So
will there be a gastrointestinal medical?
We'll have a doctor on board.
Yeah,
we have
there?
Yes. Well,
I may need that too.
Yeah. John, I can tell you, I've been there. I think probably 13
a colonic inspector.
I'm just thinking about myself here.
Well, I've never had a colonic inspector, whatever that was there, but I don't think you're going to need that.
Well,
you do have a private bathroom if you need it, but
I will need that.
I can speak on the first hand that you get. I mean, literally 15, 20, 25 different pots of amazing chili. It's awesome. It is.
Well, I don't even know if I have any insides. I mean, Like stuff I eat like that goes end to end quicker than Devin Hester.
Do you like you do spicy?
I mean, it's like swallow and out.
You do spicy?
Huh?
You do spicy?
I love spicy. I was told this back in the day. I was Mr. Fad Diet guy in the 90s, and I was told that the more hot sauce you put on it, the more that it would increase your metabolism. And the more weight, and that's all I did.
Totally, man.
Is that true?
Miller just thumbs up. I know anybody can see that. Thumbs up. Yeah.
So because my metabolism, even then, was like some old woman churning butter back in the 1800s. It was like, this is my metabolism.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody was screwing with you at a young age, my friend.
Oh, my head was so messed up. I can't even believe I've made it to this age right now. My head was so messed up.
There's so many different pots of chili. It's crazy. I mean, you have Texas chili, you got Mississippi chili, you've got all varieties. People coming from everywhere just dropping off, and it's good stuff.
And Marlon will be there?
We're still on the fence with that, but he's doing a lot of different things.
He's a great guy.
He is
great guy. Biggest play in the history of this Colts organization here in Indy.
Yeah, we're still going to donate because we've been a part of his Fight for Life Foundation every year. We're still going to donate a portion of these proceeds to his foundation. We just felt this year with Peyton Manning Children's Hospital and their toy area for their cancer unit, they really need them right now. So and my wife and I have a little special place in our heart with Peyton Manning Children's Hospital. Our son was there, so we're going to we're really going to try to support them this year. So we're going to give a lot of toys to them for everything going.
Nice. You guys are the best,
Spreading the love.
That's why we love you guys right there. It is. All right, you guys, the Ryan's ready. Brent, you ready? Week 13 of the NFL, Larceny Bourbon Locks?
Week 13.
Luna
Let's get it
Azul
going.
tequila shots.
Absolutely. So
I already gave away my fantasy Luna Azul tequila shot of the week already. And I was late. God, I'm late on everything.
That's a good
I got to
call,
get in there
though.
and get Alexander Madison. Oh, somebody has him already. Son of a gun. All right, Kyle, cue the music. Let's go. Week 13 is in action. And here are the Larceny Bourbon Locks and the Luna Azul tequila shots.
Let the losing continue.
I sunk to the bottom of you guys.
It's a rough
I'm
year.
all the way down with you guys.
I started out strong.
We got some stats here. Mr. Miller, you're at 45%, 33 and 41 on the picks.
Yeah.
Mr. Nally, 49%, 23 and 24. John, 88 and 90. You're sitting just a notch above Mr. Nally Schefter at 49.4.
I swear to God, that was my geometry percentage.
Where's Tommy Sutton from coaching?
Daddy's on top at 54%, 96.82. Tommy Sutton, what is he? He's like, I think he's right around that 51%.
Man,
I don't have his
Tommy,
totals on
we
here.
wish you
I'm
were
below
here.
Tommy S now.
You got a big weekend with Big Ten coming in, but I'm going to beat you, Tommy.
All right, here we go, guys. Tonight you got Dallas and New Orleans. Taysom Hill under center for the Saints. It has been a struggle. Saints and Cowboys played last week on Thanksgiving. Both, in fact, taking the L. However, tonight I'm going to go ahead and lay the 5.5 and take the count. Check that. What is that? I'm sorry. 6.5, is it? I can't see right here.
It is
5.5.
It's 5.5. Yep.
Lay the 5.5, and I am taking the Cowboys on the road, Brent.
Yeah, we talked earlier. I think, with this whole COVID thing going on, you got McCarthy out as coaching tonight. I think that's a good thing for the Cowboys. Cowboys have been up and down the last few weeks.
Addition by subtraction is what you're saying?
Yes, correct, because he can't add or subtract. But he's out of the way. I think Dallas comes out. I think Dallas controls this game from start to finish. I'll lay that 5.5. Give me Dallas on the road.
Nelly.
I'm rolling Dallas. I think it's their comeback game.
Miller.
Looking at this line, it's been interesting. It keeps moving all day long. Yesterday started at 5. Here it's at 5.5. And I just checked FanDuel. It's all the way up to 6.5. So everybody kind of jumping on the Cowboys side. I'm with it, but make sure you get in that before it gets to 7.5.
See, these Vikings can make an end-of-season run coming up at 1 o'clock in Detroit. You know how I feel about the Lions, winless on the season, but really they've played pretty well for me in terms of this particular show right here.
I cover
7-point favorites, Minnesota. And Mike Zimmer's one of those coaches like Frank Reich where he gets all the blame for losing and none of the credit for winning. I am going to take the +7 and take Detroit at Ford Field coming up on Sunday. Ryan Miller.
Home team +7. Detroit covers.
Ryan Nally.
I'm going to go against you there. I'm not taking Detroit. I think Minnesota snaps back. They cover that.
Brent Halverson, what say you?
Well, Detroit at home. Detroit is 7-4 against the spread this year. They actually covered against the Bears last week when they got beat by 2 as a 3-point underdog in that game. I'm going to go ahead and take Detroit +7 at home. And, John, you didn't say it. You said it earlier. I'm going to change it now, but I do have my Luna Azul shot fantasy player as Alexander Madison.
God dang it.
I'm going to change it since you did pre-mention that.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and give a look ahead underneath the sheets, if you will.
Really?
Go ahead and get Chuba Hubbard. He's on a bye this week, but get him now. If you haven't got him, he's still out there. Get him now. Carolina, he's going to be their workhorse moving forward. Just a little look ahead.
Yeah. Madison, though.
Yeah,
I took you off your game a little bit right
You did?
there.
Well, I had him down.
I feel
but
bad
I changed.
about
I made the change.
I know.
I made the change.
Yep. So that's my Luna Azul Tequila Fantasy Shot of the Week right there. Alexander Madison of the Minnesota Vikings. All right, 1 o'clock to start. Arizona and Chicago. Status still questionable for Kyler Murray for Arizona. 7.5-point favorites. Cardinals on the road. I'm sorry. Even with 7.5, I'm not going to take the Bears. I'll lay that 7.5 and take the Cardinals at Soldier Field. Brent Halverson.
Yeah, I'm going to join you there. I mean, it definitely, if Murray's not playing, I'm not betting it. But the Bears are the Bears. They beat the Lions by 2. They're just not good. They just don't have it. I think Dalton's a better play right now than Justin Fields. I think he's going to be good in the future. Sorry about that, Romanax. I'm going to go ahead and take the Arizona Cardinals. I'd buy that half point, though, buy it down to 7.
Nally.
Little Romy. Talked to Romy today. Told him I was going to get some.
He just texted me. He wants to go to the Big Ten. Anybody got any Big Ten tickets?
No.
He wants to go. Let's get he and Sarah down there.
Do some work on it for you, Romy.
I got to do that. We love you, Romy. We love Romy and Sarah. I'm sorry, Nally.
He said he was going to bring a pot of chili in, but he said Sarah, he's got to make it because Sarah's a horrible cook. Sorry, was I supposed to say that, Romy?
Man.
My bad. Kyler Murray's expected to play. Arizona coming off a bye week. I'm taking AZ.
Miller.
Kyler in or out, I'm still taking Arizona to cover.
This game scares the crap out of me here because I know Tampa Bay's really good. We saw that last week in their victory over the Colts. However, it just kind of seems like one of those, 10.5 points is nice. You get Atlanta at home that could at the very least hang around. I'm going to go ahead and leave the wheelbarrow at home, though, because my satchel's not going to go in it. I'm going to shrink it up, and I'm going to go ahead and lay the 10.5 and take Tampa Bay on the road, and I will regret that coming up at some point late Sunday afternoon. Brent Halverson, Buccaneers and Falcons. What say you?
Well, based on some news that Nally Schefter's going to tell us here shortly.
Oh, no.
And he'll tell us. He's going to tell us.
It is breaking
mine.
news.
He didn't give it to me, huh?
Well, no, it's just breaking right now above you. You just couldn't see it. But Mr. Schefter's going to break that for us here in a second.
Yeah.
However, who did you take, by the way? I was caught up in the moment.
No, I took the Buccaneers. I'm going to regret it, too. I'll lay the 10.5 and take the Buccaneers. I'll live in a home of regret Sunday
Everything tells you to take the Buccaneers in this game, right? They should absolutely destroy Atlanta. Atlanta has not been putting up points the last couple of weeks. They've been kind of hit or miss. This is one of those games that's scary. I think it screams backdoor cover to me. I'm probably not going to bet it, but for the purposes of picking the game, I'll take Atlanta Falcons at home plus the 10.5, John.
All right, Nally, break that news, too.
Man, with Antonio Brown now out 3 games for breaking. I hope they break Antonio Brown down the way they brought Mr. Immunization. I mean, if you violated it.
Not a big deal.
You violated.
He's my favorite soap opera, though.
He is. He's the best. It never ends.
He's going to last longer than Days of Our Lives. Soap operas too, man.
I just want to grab a bucket of popcorn and watch him screaming at people on the
saga continues. Hey, I'm going to continue with this. No Falcon way. We're taking Atlanta Falcons.
Man, I'm going to regret
taking those points.
Miller.
You're the only one on Tampa Bay, but I'm also taking the Falcons plus 10.5.
Gosh dang it. See, now I'm really going to regret it. 3-1 right here.
Hey, you're taking the better team, though, John.
Yeah.
A couple Brady interceptions.
No doubt about that. All right. Let's go to Denver and Kansas City at Arrowhead, and these are two teams. Obviously, the Colts fans are keeping an eyeball on more so Denver than Kansas City. 9.5-point favorites at Arrowhead. Kansas City lay that 9.5 and take the Chiefs. Brent Halverson.
It's a big number. Denver's been playing pretty good.
Yeah.
They're playing pretty good at home. I think Kansas City in the last couple of weeks has really turned it on. I didn't know about them the first 6-7 weeks of the year. Last couple of weeks they've kind of shown me a little bit. Big number here, but I think they're going to get this covered at home. I'm going to take Kansas City with you, John.
All right, Nally.
Hey, I'm with Harvey. I'm taking Kansas City. They're off a bye week. Getting things put together. Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City doesn't like to cover very often, but they're at home. They've had 2 weeks to look at this game. They'll be ready. Kansas City.
Hey, Nick Sirianni kind of hoses me a little bit, too. I mean, 1 week I pick them and they lose, and then the next week I go against them and they win. Stop screwing me. 6.5-point favorites, Philly on the road at the Jets. Man, I'm going to lay the 6.5 and take Philly on the road and watch me get screwed again this weekend. Brent Halverson.
Yeah, those Jets. I mean, the Jets pulled out the victory 21-14 over Houston last week, which was kind of a little bit surprising. Philadelphia looked horrible. I'm going to look for the double reverse bounce back. I'm going to join you and take Philadelphia, lay the 6.5 as well.
A double whammy bounce back.
I don't know why they screw me like that. Every single time I take them.
It just happens. We got those teams.
They go the opposite direction.
Yeah, Jets. Jets.
Wow. Oof.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you got there, Miller?
Going the opposite way. Jets have only covered 3 games this season. I don't think this is going to be their number 4. Philadelphia.
Colts fans are looking for this coming up at 1 o'clock on Sunday. A Chargers loss. Chargers on the road at Cincinnati, flexing a little muscle in the Queen City is what they did against the Steelers last week. I think that momentum will continue. I'm going to lay the 3 and take the Bengals at home against Justin Herbert and the Chargers, Brent Halverson.
Yeah, I am as well, John. I mean, the Bengals are 6-5 against the spread. They just smoked Pittsburgh last week. They look good. Bengals at home. Chargers, you got that classic West Coast, East Coast 1 o'clock game scenario as well. The money game opened up at 1.5. Bengals being a favorite. It's up to 3 now. Everything's pointing in that Bengal direction. Houday, I'm going to join you. Lay the 3.
Ryan Nally.
I'm rolling my buddy Joe Guy's Bengals. Taking Cincinnati, I think Houday Nation.
Ryan Miller.
Looks like it's going to be a rainy day in Cincinnati. I hadn't even looked at that yet. 95% chance of showers. On a cold day in Cincinnati, I'm going to stick with the Bengals.
All right. Not 95% chance of tears. No, but showers, but not tears. I got you. 1 o'clock to start the Giants and the Miami Dolphins. This is probably only for betting measures only. I'm going to lay the 4, take the Fins at home. Brent Halverson Sunday.
Yeah, Miami, and they've looked good the last couple of weeks. I mean, they beat 33-10 over Carolina last week. Tua's got some stuff going. They got some stuff going on there at home. Again, classic line movement. Opened up 2.5. It's up to 4. I'm going to join you there. I'll take Miami at home. Lay the 4.
Ryan Nally.
The Fins. Taking the Fins.
Ryan Miller.
Take the home team. Dolphins have finally started to show some life. I don't know what kind of life it's going to turn into, but there's something there.
Colts fans are going to be staring at this one because that's a team that they want to see lose and a team that they need to beat coming up at the end of the season. The Las Vegas Raiders at home versus the Washington football team. They are 2.5-point favorites. I got to be honest with you, I was impressed with what they did last week on Thanksgiving. That kind of came out of nowhere a little bit, and I think that they will sustain. Unfortunately for Colts fans, lay the 2.5 and take Vegas at home, Brent.
Yeah, I was actually, that was really shocking last week. Vegas, they've been up and down all year. Washington has been quiet assassins. Yeah. They've been out there doing some work. They got the win in a very boring Monday night game this week against Seattle. I think you're going to see Vegas, they're at home. Again, money's on Vegas, open 1.5. Now 2.5. I will lay the 2.5 and take Las Vegas Raiders with you.
What do you say, Ryan Nally?
Taking my boy Bobby Hodges' Washington football team.
Ryan Miller.
Yeah, I'm going against that. I'm with Vegas still. 2.5.
You go against it because of the pick or because of Bobby Hodges?
No. I love Bobby. I absolutely love Bobby. I'd love to see him soon.
Bobby Hodges and Will Foreman's like the 2 biggest Redskin fans I know.
They're the only two Redskins fans I know.
They are the only 2 that I know.
Yeah. Also, 2 smallest, 2 biggest.
Yeah. It's true.
All right, fellas, let's move on. 4:25. It's Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Man, the Steelers circle in the drain right now. Man, the Ravens have just kind of lived as fortunate as you could on the season. Right now, in the AFC, they would be the 1 seed, and they've had to survive, obviously, being down 22-3 to the Colts with under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter on a Monday night back in October. And remember Justin Tucker, longest field goal make in the history of the NFL? If not for that, the Lions would have a win, and that would be another loss. They survived in Chicago with the backup quarterback. It's all about survival, but give it up to John Harbaugh and the Ravens for doing just that. They are 4.5-point favorites at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh on Sunday. Lay that 4.5 and take the Ravens. If you can win when Lamar Jackson throws 4 interceptions at home against a division rival, then you can do this. Lay the 4.5, Brent. Take the Ravens.
Yeah, this is one of those scary games, though, right? You Pittsburgh at home, 4.5-point dog. They play 1 week great, 1 week horrible, another week horrible, 1 week great. You just never know where you're going to fall out with them. Baltimore's been up and down as well, but I am with you. I'm going to join you. I think Baltimore is the better team. I don't think they can keep up with Lamar. It's going to be an ugly game, but Baltimore gets the cover by the half point. I'd lay 4. Baltimore.
Nally.
Well, you can't buy the half point here, but I get what you're saying. I'm taking Pittsburgh just because I think Mr. Tomlin gets it done in Steeltown, and at least the points. Baltimore might win by a field goal, but we'll see.
All right, Miller.
I think the Ravens come up with a good way to be able to get the win at the end, but you're going to need those points on the Steelers. That's where I'm going to lay it. They're going to squeak by the Steelers, but the Steelers will cover.
Steelers cover.
Yeah. I'm not going to win that $100 off of you if you keep taking my same plays.
We got like three. We got like three opposites.
All right.
Hey, listen, this game is just going to completely screw me over right here. Here's why. You get the Rams hosting Jacksonville. All right, you look at that 12.5-point spread and you go, man, the Jaguars suck. But, man, the Rams aren't playing well. Honestly, right now, they're not where, I'm assuming their fan base, for what they gave up from Matthew Stafford, probably believe they should be at this point in time. Thus, I don't really trust them with 12.5 points, but because I'm so stupid and I'm a huge loser, I'm going to lay the 12.5, and I'm going to take the Rams at home against Jacksonville, and just know I'll be sore coming up on Sunday afternoon because the Jags won't win, but they'll cover.
John, I think you made a good call here because
I was all over the board.
The Rams, they played the best team in the NFL last week.
Yeah,
the Packers.
They're not where the Rams are not playing, and and the Odell Beckham Jr. thing.
They came back late a little bit last week. They got beat. The Packers beat them 36-28.
We would view them as being better, though, wouldn't we?
Well, yeah.
Considering what they have defensively and what they have offensively.
I agree with you. I agree. I think this is one of those, again, I'll call it a classic bounce-back week. They're going home. They got beat by the Packers. They got showed up very, very good from start to finish. They actually came back a little bit in the end. But I think they're going to come out there. They're going to put on Jacksonville. They're going to win this game by, I'm going to call it 3 touchdowns. Rams lay the 12.5.
Now,
bet the dog, the wife, the house, everything on the Rams. Everything.
You just lay it?
You lay it all. Don't care.
And I don't trust
the divorce. The divorce
I did it
fees.
too, but I don't trust it. I think. Look, we're both going to be sore.
If they disappoint again this week, then I'm off of them forever. But lay everything.
Miller.
I'm also sticking with the Rams, but I am confused over the classic bounce back on a 3-game losing streak.
Correct.
They're
going back home.
They're
going back
to
home.
the bounce back. We've made it the whole time.
I mean, how much money can you
bounce
lose?
back final?
How much money can you actually lose on the Rams? I mean,
the old classic 3-game losing streak bounce back.
It is, right? Good call. It's a great call, Mr. Miller.
That horse has got to win it. It's got to come through eventually.
They got to.
What do you got, Miller?
I'm on Rams.
All right, San Francisco and Seattle. What a huge disappointment in the NFC. Seattle, if there is a team that is circling the drain right now, it would be them. I don't have a great deal of belief here, but I'm going to lay the 3.5. The Niners, the favorites on the road in Seattle. Take San Fran, Brent Halverson.
Yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson's looked horrible since he's come back from injury.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the home team here, the home dog. I'm going to take those 3.5 points. Give me Seattle at home. I think they get the win. San Francisco's been playing well. I just think Seattle's going to come back at some point. I think this is a week.
Nally.
San Fran right now is clicking on all cylinders from what I've seen. Statistics will say it too. Russell Wilson can't throw when he's on his back. He's got great receivers, but that don't expect him to be a sea chicken next year. No, mark my words.
Ryan Miller.
San Fran.
I can't believe how inept the Seahawks have been since getting Russell Wilson back. I mean, every single week I always expect something, especially when they're at home. Like, they're such a good home team. And even now, they still can't win at home. I'm going to take the 49ers, man.
All right, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you my pick, and then just know, much like George Costanza in the opposite episode in Seinfeld, the opposite will happen. I am on Monday night.
I don't like the way this story's going.
I am going to take the 2.5 points given to New England on the road at Buffalo. All right, because New England's playing well, no doubt about that. Buffalo had been scuffling a little bit, got back on track, let's just say, on Thanksgiving night down in New Orleans. We saw what Indy did to them a couple of weeks ago. I'm going with New England. But sure as you know what, Buffalo is going to roll up Belichick's team on Monday night. Now, Brent, again, I'm going with the Patriots. I'm taking the 2.5, but the opposite will happen on Monday night. What say you?
I say the opposite is going to happen with what you just said because I love Buffalo. I mean, and hey, I've been on New England every week. New England's been playing some great ball. Buffalo's been up and down, but I still think they have, when they're clicking on all cylinders, they have the most potent offense I think you're going to have. I think Buffalo's going to come out. I think they're going to win this game. I like to see the money's on where you're at.
Yeah.
Buffalo opened up a 3-point favorite. It's now 2.5. I love that. Now I just have to win by a field goal. I'll take Buffalo at home for the win.
I agree with Hobby. That Patriot train derails this week.
What do you think, Ryan Miller?
Yeah, let's go 7 in a row, Patriots.
Here's what we're going to get with the Colts coming up on Sunday.
Let's go.
Here we go.
It is going to be a heavy dose. A heavy dose that you didn't get over the course of 26 plays in the second half on Sunday against Tampa Bay. A heavy dose of number 28, Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. He is going to rule on the road. The Colts and the Houston Texans, the beginning of must-win situations basically the rest of the way. They could lose one, I guess, but that needs certainly to be in the NFC, and you sure as hell can't lose on the road in Houston. 10-point favorites, the Colts on the road. A lot of 28, and the cover of that 10-point spread for the Colts, Brent Halverson.
Man, this is a scary game. This is one of those classic, again, rival conference games. Colts, they're laying 10. 10's a big number to go in at Houston to win, but Houston's looked horrible. I kind of struggle on this, but I'm going to go ahead and ride those Colts with you, John. Give me the Colts, lay the 10.
Ryan Nally.
I'm with you guys. Colts, minus 10.
Ryan Miller.
Put it on Jonathan Taylor's legs, man. 10 points for the Colts.
Run. You're going to see a lot of him, and really, there may be a player come somewhat out of nowhere, I think, to have a big day, but I think it's going to be a lot of Jonathan Taylor, and then you're going to take a week off for the bye week and see if you can't get even more healthy than you are right now, because you got some games after that are just tremendous for this team to make that postseason push. No doubt about that. Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots for week 13. All right, Miller, Nally, what you guys going on at the Joe's Grill locations coming up this weekend?
Well, we're here over at Fisher's, and you are sitting right now on the stage where Tommy Baldwin will be playing tomorrow night. Have you seen Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy shreds on guitar.
He was playing when we were over on the other side of Fisher's a couple weeks ago, right? I think was he playing?
Maybe
he was getting tuned up.
Which one?
It's not one of your places, so I won't mention.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah, probably over Parks.
I'm not going to be a jerk to you.
He's a stud, though.
We're all friends.
Yeah. Okay, well, mention it then.
Yeah, Parks.
Yeah, Sparks. Yeah. I don't want to be a jerk, but
Kid's got skills.
He's unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
he gets in here, and we always have people videotaping and really watching him as he's playing, and they post it always online. He's playing behind his head.
Yeah.
He gets nuts. He's such
a playing with his tongue. Like that.
He's a very talented musician. Probably doesn't play with his tongue. His mom plays with him a lot, so she probably frowns on that. I said no, Tommy.
I could run with this all day long. I'm gonna die.
Hey, what do you guys got going on in Westfield's location?
Who do we got this weekend?
Guys don't even know.
Don't even pay attention.
There's so much going on, you can't even remember it now.
We're going to the Dominican Republic this week, so our minds, we're on vacation minds.
Yeah, we leave Sunday.
We're going to the DR.
We got one of our best friends' 40th birthday party, so we're going for 5 days.
Man,
the Free Spirit has got 3-1 band this weekend.
Ooh, great!
And they are really good. I mean,
they're solid.
All the Deadheads love that.
Oh, for sure.
I've never been to the Dominican Republic. I love the Caribbean, like
15
anybody
years
else
ago for me.
would. Is it good down
nice.
there?
Yeah,
is it
nice.
really? Huh.
It's the Caribbean. Nothing wrong with the Caribbean. A little sunshine, some palm trees.
What do we have at Westfield?
And cocktails.
Derek and Cole and Wicked Foreplay.
Oh, yeah.
So we got some good ones this weekend.
Yeah. All kinds of action.
You guys smash it as usual.
And then, as usual, once I get back from the Dominican Republic, I am going up to Green Bay for the Packers-Bears Sunday night football game. I'm taking our GM from here. I'm taking a bunch of people.
Are you not going? They're taking you?
I didn't get asked.
You're like the number one.
He's got a daddy's daughter dance.
He's got a dance that day.
Yeah. I got a question real quick.
And Mr. Meniscus is still on a ping.
Who actually schedules a daddy-daughter dance?
Oh, no.
Number one, on a Sunday.
Oh, no.
Number two, in the middle of the NFL games from 2 to 5.
I can't wait.
So is that next week?
It's the 12th. Yeah.
You're definitely getting pulled aside.
They scheduled it because the Colts have a bye week.
Yeah.
I wonder.
I told you,
listen, those Mount Vernon folks are really sports savvy.
You better go. I told Lisa, if you're listening, I told him that you better take Seiji to that dance.
I wonder if I can have her tuck her hair up in a hat or something and put a suit
when you
on.
think about it, right? The Big Ten title game It's going to be complete.
You might be honest.
They do it. Shout out to Mount Vernon. Whoever makes the schedule over there, I bet you they did it.
I'm going to take that shout out off. No, dude, don't do it on a Sunday during the NFL season. I'd do a Saturday night.
They just don't consider Green Bay a reason to not have the daddy-daughter dance on that night.
Well, they're not used to being in the playoffs come late postseason.
But it's daddy-daughter dance on a Monday night or
who do you like in that Michigan?
Monday or Sunday?
Who do you like, Johnny?
Sunday.
Who do you like?
Sunday afternoon.
A Sunday
2
afternoon.
to 5.
You have a daddy-daughter dance on a Sunday afternoon?
Exactly.
That's a little weird.
Yeah. Take that shout out.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that is
I told you better go.
Yeah. Anyway, but
Michigan.
Who do you like in that Michigan?
Harbaugh's going to. Because of Jim Romanek, right?
Oh yeah,
the Jim Romanek effect.
Rome's probably going. He'll probably
I got to get him tickets.
He'll probably be there with a phone.
Jim Romanek. We got to get him tickets.
He has
somehow,
tickets to everything.
I know, but we got.
He'll be there with a foamy finger and he'll be in the front row.
Romy, I'll see if Larceny Bourbon can't help you out.
That is my man right there.
All right,
Hey,
see what we can't do.
Guys, well done. Week 13, Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul, Tequila Shots, Ryan Miller, Ryan Nally, Brent Halverson. I'm JMV. Let us take a break. Mike Chappell, top of the hour. His thoughts on what 56 had to say during Hard Knocks. Did he think that was a little bit out of order? I don't mean out of order as the wrong thing to say, but out of order as far as why we've debated about the 26 consecutive without a 28 run on Sunday and that loss to the Buccaneers. That, injury concerns, Houston, and more. Chappell, top of the hour. We're back with you next.
Now, you don't get to play as much as the offense and defense, but it must be cool to be called special teams. It just sounds good. What team are you on? The special team. That's tight, right? Oh, if you're a fan of special teams, you can just bet on those. My sportsbook app has prop bets, so have at it, people. It's a special app, people!
Must be 21. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, guys, no pressure here, but if you really want to make this the best holiday ever, ask her already. What's more romantic than a holiday proposal? Come to Shane Company to see our amazing selection of unique engagement rings, crafted to last forever. Our warranty is free for a lifetime, and it even covers the center stone. No matter your budget, we'll help you create the perfect ring. We also have rings already set with a center stone, ready to go. And let's talk about center stones. All of our diamonds are conflict-free and natural, handpicked for their beauty. And Tom Shane personally selects our rubies and sapphires in Bangkok. We have so many center stones to choose from. Plus, we're a direct importer, which means we pass the savings on to you. All right, guys, make it happen.
Book a virtual or an in-store appointment with a non-commissioned jewelry consultant, or just drop by the store. Check our website for hours. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and Shaneco.com.
Hey, Big Red Liquors has a tremendous month of December giveaway. You know, since the midsummer, they've had big giveaways every single month, and this is appropriate and something you'll love. In fact, they're giving away 5 snow blowers during the month of December, just in time for the holiday season, and better yet, just in time for the snowy winter conditions that are sure to come. 5 snow blowers, and all you got to do is sign up at any of the 59 Big Red Liquors locations. Got to be 21, no purchase necessary. If you're going to go, you know they have the great Heaven Hill Distillery products on the shelves, great gift-giving ideas, and more, and you can sign up to win one of 5 snow blowers at Big Red Liquors in the month of December. For more info, it's online, bigredliquors.com today.
We've done it again.
Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With a 1.875% rate and home values up, you can get more cash out now.
Call 317-706-GOLD today and make no mortgage payments until next year.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
Hey, the NFL regular season heading into the final month of the year, and FanDuel Sportsbook is going to give you a big Week 13 matchup. That starts tonight, right? Cowboys and the Saints. Taysom Hill is going to be under center for the Saints. Cowboys and Saints actually both trying to get back on track after losses Thanksgiving of a week ago, and you can get 30-1 odds right now for either team to win. Use the promo code JMV. That's $150 on just a $5 bet you can win by using the promo code JMV. 21 plus and present in Indiana. New users only $10 first deposit required. required. The max must wager designated offer market is what I should say here. Max bonus is $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
PropSwap is America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets, and they've got a slick new-looking website and app. Check out the new PropSwap.com, which is filled with fresh features like filtering tickets based on value. You can browse the activity feed to stay in the know, and there's a loyalty rewards program that turns sales into extra cash and much more. So use promo code ODDS on your first deposit, and PropSwap will match your first deposit up to $500. Again, that's promo code ODDS. Football season is here, and PropSwap is filled with so many intriguing team and player props. And remember, PropSwap is the only place in Indiana to buy and sell sports props. If you're looking for better odds than what your sportsbook is offering, look no further. PropSwap is your answer, and they have upgraded with a beautiful new website and also that free PropSwap app. PropSwap is a way to win bigger at sports betting. So check out PropSwap.com or download the free PropSwap app today.
Hey, John here from BullseyeEventGroup.com. Colts VIP Tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. You know how much fun we're going to have? That is coming up a week from Saturday. Actually, no, it's not 2 weeks from Saturday is when it's coming up, right? That is where the Colts take on the Patriots, and the party is going to be on inside the Bullseye Event Center. All you can eat, all you can drink. And you've got DJ Skids, DJ Helicon. This is going to be at a Saturday night affair. Can you imagine what it's going to be like? Get your passes today with BullseyeEventGroup.com. And know that Kyle Kinnett and Bullseye Event Group can also get you anywhere you want to be inside Lucas Oil Stadium ticket-wise. And you can combo that up with passes to the Bullseye Event Center and tickets to the game. You can do it right now. Make sure you're prepared for what is going to be a spectacular Saturday night in Indy when the Patriots are in town. Get your passes and tickets to the game right now. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Denny Smith for Sundown Gardens. Holiday decorating and gift giving is in full swing. Sundown's gift shop is a winter wonderland. Comforting gifts or great items to put a smile on someone's face. Fill your home with the fragrance of a fresh-cut Christmas tree. Their lush evergreen wreaths and centerpieces and door charms are gorgeous. Plenty of accents to build stunning outdoor container arrangements. The nursery sale continues. Now all trees are 50% off and all shrubs are 30% off. 186th Street and Springmill Road, sundown.gardens.com.
Now, as the challenges of the pandemic continue, families living in poverty have to find a way to get through it all. Through the hunger, through the bills, through the fears of eviction. But when you give to the Salvation Army, you're lending a hand to bring hope for the road ahead. Through bill assistance, job assistance, youth programs, and more. Just $25 a month helps keep families in their homes. Keep hope marching on at SalvationArmyIndiana.org.
The Ride with JMV.
I am in the parking lot right now, hammering a bacon, egg, and cheese, hold the cheese, in preparation to go deep with 4 hits and put on a laser show to the likes of which you have never witnessed in your entire life.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, welcome back to Joe's Grill. We are in Fishers today, 116 in Brooks School Road. Shout out to Bruce Kidd right there. Hey, by the way, Clayton Anderson, if you're listening right now, Bruce wants to get a hold of you, and he's putting together a concert that he wants you to be a part of. So I can get the word out via radio, get the word out via text for Clayton Anderson. That's next year, but I just wanted to give CA a huge shout out right there. Brent Halverson, JMV, Nally and Miller, the Ryans here at Joe's Grill just joined us. Our Week 13 of Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila shots are complete. All right, we'll double back to some of the stuff we talked about a little bit earlier. Last night's NBA officiating screw job versus the Pacers. And again, I'll remind you that I know the Pacers aren't any good and haven't played well, and they're 6 games below 500. And I know that everybody is angry because they don't look that way. Either angry or you don't care right now. But I'm just giving you what took place last night. And what took place last night is they got screwed out of a win. They got screwed out of a win by NBA best in the world officiating ineptitude. That's what happened. And don't be the old coach and try to tell me that, well, you should have played better earlier and that wouldn't have happened. Whatever. It did. And they got hosed, and it was egregious. Now I haven't seen, Kyle, has the final 2-minute report come down yet? I think it normally comes down by like 4 o'clock. Have we seen it yet?
It has not come out yet. I am watching it like a hawk.
regarding the Kevin Herter jersey grab of Chris Duarte late in that game that led to a missed layup and then led to Trae Young a couple of free throws. Hey, by the way, Kyle and I were there. Trae Young's fun to watch. I mean, seriously, Trae Young is fun as hell to watch. What is amazing to me about the Hawks from last night is in watching them play when Trae Young is playing really well, which he normally does, man, so many of their guys, like Herter, like Gallinari, they never have a contested jump shot. Why? Because everybody's so focused on trying to keep Trae Young out of the lane, either double-teaming him. It seems like Herter was open in the first half. And again, Rick Carlisle, I think for about 50 minutes, kept his team in the locker room after the game to go over the first half defensively, which wasn't any good. But, man, Trae Young is difficult. And he was fun to watch last night. But the ending sucked because the ineptitude of the NBA officiating, which I also often make fun of, was prevalent again last night, to say the least. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. JMV, I really never made the connection of pass play versus run play until your last comment. The run play allows the offensive line to be aggressive, and the pass play turns them into defensive players. Thanks for the insight. Well done, Dave. You're welcome. Honestly, that goes back to Hard Knocks last night when you saw that piece of Quentin Nelson on the sideline going up to Frank Reich and basically saying, hey, let's run the football. Let's try to run the football again. And we're trying to figure out whether or not we believe that was actually within the context of the game. And what I mean by that is, did that take place while they went through 26 consecutive pass plays, or better yet, 26 consecutive plays without handing the ball to Jonathan Taylor, or was that by virtue of television magic taken out of context? Because a lot of us, including me, certainly are kind of thumping the chest, if you will, right now, because we want to give you a little bit of I told you so. I don't know if we're ever going to find that out, but that part is interesting enough to me. No doubt about that. 239-1070 is the number. Adam is up first today. Adam, thank you for calling the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic.
In regards to that awful no call last night, I think one thing that keeps happening is these, old as dirt refs have trouble keeping up with these young athletes, and I think the NBA.
They need another official. I mentioned that because I wasn't going to float out this opinion without trying to come up with some solution. They need somebody else out there. Three's not enough as fast as this game goes.
A ref at each baseline that are just stuck there, and two that run the sidelines minimum.
Like soccer, kind of like soccer. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, they do. They seriously do. They do have a problem with that. And if you watch it like we did, Kyle and I did last night, I mean, you can absolutely tell that they can't keep up, and they don't keep up. And there was nobody assuming in position last night to see what was just an absolutely obvious to most people shirt grab of Duarte by Herter. But yeah, that was my solution. Is you got to add another or baseline, or you got to do something different than what you do with the three right now.
You have to. Yep. Thanks.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to normally. Solution. That is my solution. And believe me, nobody's going to pay attention to it because nobody gives a fat crap about the pace. I mean, this has happened twice in just a little over a week. I mean, they got hosed out of a win.
Hubler has certified service and maintenance for the life of your vehicle. Get everyday value pricing on service and parts and schedule an appointment with ease at drivehubler.com.
Kids, this holiday season, tell your parents about Forum Credit Union's Sprout of the Month contest, where you could win $100 in a Sprout account. Details at 1075thefan.com.
Apparently I was lost for 5 seconds, but now I'm found, which is really good. Don't ever lose me like that again, Kyle and Sam. I'm found, and my location. The findings have me at Joe's Grill, 116 in Brooks Grove Road. We are up in Fishers. Adam, by the way, if you guys didn't hear that, thanks for the call. But no, what I was talking about is I'm not going to come up with something without a solution. I'm not going to sit here and just cry and whine about it the entirety of the time without a solution, and that's my solution. I think that these folks struggle with keeping up And as I mentioned, one of the things that's so noticeable out there, it's even more incredible being up that close to these guys. I love NBA basketball, and I love watching it. I love it even beyond watching the Pacers. I just love basketball in general, right? But, man, watching these NBA guys, how big and strong and quick, I mean, from end to end these guys go, it's no wonder you can't keep up. But, yeah, the whole 3 people running around out there garbage, yeah, that's not going to fly any line. I don't think it will. And again, this is not going to be a reason why. Last week against the the Lakers, not going to be a reason why. It's going to have to be something that the NBA actually cares about category, and that's certainly not going to be here. Shout out to Doug Bowles, by the way, for the tickets. I know that Kyle feels the same way, but that's pretty outstanding. My whole thing is loving basketball as I do. It was pretty cool to watch it from that point, because you could see what's going on within the Pacer huddle. You could hear, what Carlisle's saying, what the assistant coaches are saying, and it was really fun. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't think Kyle and I talked if at all, just because I like sitting there and watching what goes on action wise. It was a good time. It was a good time, and then that end result happened. It was almost like they threw me a softball. It did, a softball of, all right, so you got the best in the world, you got Tony Brothers. It was like a softball to get me to complain about that today. So, yeah, shout out to the best in the world for that particular softball. Mike Chappell's going to join us coming up at the top of the hour. We're going to talk about that Texans matchup for the Colts. This begins must win. Listen, I say must win all the time, but you're really in it right now for real. Down in Houston coming up on Sunday. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle was on here yesterday. If you missed any of that conversation, 1075thefan.com goes in depth on how the Texans look right now, and gave that to you, and I thought what was a vivid, detailed description about the Texans regarding last week, regarding what you're going to see this week, and then certainly when Davis Mills was under center the last time these two teams met and the Colts ran away with that particular game. And as it would seem, it would certainly look like a lot of 28 coming up on Sunday. But we'll discuss that with Mike Chappell. Latest on injuries, Kari Willis coming back. What's that mean for this defense? The inconsistency of the defense as well. And then the hard knocks that we viewed last night as well, especially with Quentin Nelson and his comments to Frank Reich on the sideline. That and more Mike Chappell coming up at the top of the hour. Joe's Grill, we're in Fishers, 116 and Brooksville Road. Back with you next.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday, and you've heard me talk about More Restoration for years. And yes, it's true, I've used More Restoration on my home 3 times for fire and flooding. I care about my family, and More made me feel confident in using them. Kenny and the team at More have just become part of First On Site, making them one of the largest restoration companies in Indiana and North America. Same people, same personal customer service, but large enough to handle any loss, any disaster with First On Site. When you need help, call the people Jeff Saturday calls. Call More Restoration, a First On Site company.
You know you worked hard to build your wealth. You also know one must plan for the twists and turns ahead. The children growing up, empty nest realities, and the joys of retirement. There's something else you need to know. You're not alone in this. You have a wealth management partner in Edelman Financial Engines to work with you every step of the way. Whether it's personalized advice or our modeling of over 38,000 investments monthly to keep you current and focused. It also helps to know that we use a cost-effective, integrated approach to wealth planning. From tax-optimized portfolios to life-focused advice for retirement and the possibilities ahead. If you're asking, what more can I do to take my wealth potential to the next level? Call to schedule a free, no-obligation meeting with an Edelman Financial Engines advisor who knows what that takes. Call 833-PLAN-EFE or visit planefe.com today.
Hey, this is PAI. It's WeGrowHairIndy.com. If you're struggling with the coverage on top of your head, I'm talking about your hair. It's leaving you. You're getting older. You're losing it. But you want to do something about it. WeGrowHairIndy.com or 888-724-5129. You know, back in the 1970s, they would probably just go ahead and slap some glue on your bald spot and then throw some kind of hair that somebody swept up from the barbershop floor on top of it. There you go. I mean, why do you think everybody looked like somebody from the colonial times with a big perm there? That's why. But no, this is your real growing hair. It does, again, regrow your hair. It is real. Nothing fake about it. No bad toupees or anything. Legitimately real growing hair with PAI. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Hey, Indy. Tim Pierson here, founder of Chattanooga Whiskey. Well, the 2021 football season is upon us, and I'd like to make a few predictions. First, there will be wins and losses, but mainly wins with your friends when sharing Chattanooga Whiskey, the only Tennessee high malt. Second, bourbon will be shared, but only Chattanooga Whiskey's recipe will have malted rye, caramel malted barley, and honey malted barley for the win. Finally, with Chattanooga Whiskey, you'll tailgate like champs. Drink Chattanooga Whiskey, enjoy responsibly.
Hey, anybody out there like me struggle with lack of sleep because of snoring? I've dealt with this for a long time, and it's not like I sat around and didn't do anything about it. I had case studies on my sleep, and I did the whole CPAP thing. You know what? None of it worked. I mean, I look like I'm like a Clockwork Orange there with my eyeballs propped open, and they're doing all these studies on me, and nothing worked. But then I talked to a couple of former Hoosier basketballers, Brian Evans and Dr. Steve Green, at Aurora Sleep Clinic. And you know what they did? They said, I got this for you. And I said, I'm listening. Tell me all about it. Simple, comfortable, affordable, custom-fit mouthpiece. I wear this at night, and you know what? It has stopped my snoring, exactly what I was looking for. StopYourSnoreNow.com, or better yet, give them a call and get a free 7-day trial to see how this can help you. 317-482-7900. 317-482-7900. Hey, if you struggle with lack of sleep because of snoring, let's do something about it and try this. Get that free 7-day trial today at 317-482-7900. StopYourSnoreNow.com today.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Warby Parker. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at warbyparker.com/terms.
Did you pay too much for your glasses? Ever wonder why glasses cost so much? It's because for decades, the eyewear industry was dominated by a single company that kept prices artificially high while reaping huge profits. Warby Parker was created to change that.
I just made my first Warby Parker purchase. The glasses were everything I could have wanted and more. I absolutely love them. And they only cost $95, including prescription lenses.
Warby Parker's glasses are designed and produced in-house, so you get high quality for a fraction of the price. Warby Parker's glasses start at just $95, including your prescription, plus scratch-resistant anti-reflective coatings and UV protection at no extra cost. Now, do you need new glasses? Text GLASSES to 64000 to pick 5 Warby Parker frames to try on at home for free. That's GLASSES to 64000 to get started for free. GLASSES to 64000.
Hey, got a great holiday gift-giving idea for you. So, what if you, the wine lover out there, or at least you know somebody that loves wine, could get world-class wine at an affordable price delivered right to your door? Cameron Hughes Wine, they do that for you. What they do, they source top-rated wines directly from the wineries around the world, so you get the absolute best at their discount price. And there's no better time to really jump into this, because I know this. There are a lot of wine lovers in your life, and these are great gift-giving ideas that will help you as well. And here's all you have to do. Log on to chwine.com and get the 20% off the already incredibly low price tag, free shipping as well when you buy 3 or more bottles. And all you have to do is enter that promo code JMV. That's chwine.com. 20% off the already great prices and free shipping when you buy 3 or more bottles just in time for the holiday season. That's chwine.com. Promo code JMV right now.
There has never been a better time to work at Amazon. They are offering sign-on bonuses up to $3,000 and pay up to $24.50 per hour. Many jobs come with great benefits that start on your first day. And Amazon offers a variety of paths for career growth. They have flexible shifts and schedules, and you can start in as little as 7 days, so you'll be earning extra income just in time for the holidays. Go to Amazon.com/apply to get started today. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's JMV, and if you're like me, getting a good night's sleep is really important. But for years, I was sleeping horribly because my snoring. It was affecting my health and my daily life. Everything I tried failed until I went to Aurora Sleep Clinic. At Aurora Sleep Clinic, they set me up with a simple, comfortable, and affordable custom-fit mouthpiece. I wear it at night, and it has incredibly stopped my snoring. I sleep great and wake up refreshed. I love it, and so does my wife. Visit StopYourSnoreNow.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Iowa takes on Michigan in the Big Ten Football Championship game. Saturday night at 7:45 on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
There's a kid in my class that got a boner at PE in high school. He was wearing sweatpants. It was really embarrassing, so this song goes out to him.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. We are at Joe's Grill. We are in Fishers, 116 in Brooks School. Larceny Bourbon Locks, Linda Azul Tequila Shots for week number 13. Brent Halverson with me. JMV, thank you for joining us. Sam's the on-site engineer. What'd you say the technical terms, the antenna slid down? We need a little Viagra for the antenna out there, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's the best way that we could possibly put it, sure.
Do I need to go squirt a little JMV juice on that thing to make sure that thing stays up properly?
I believe that ends in an arrest in every situation.
JMV juice? Can I say squirt JMV juice? And is that okay? Or does that gross the world out there? Brent, what do you think? You kind of grossed out over there? I didn't mean to put it that way. I hate it when it sounds that way. No, you better. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, JMV juice is it's kind of a 50-50 there, right? So I'm kind of a little bit scared about that, but I'm also kind of excited. You bring a little bit of love to
I just
make it shine, baby. Make it shine.
Sometimes when you need it, I just I'm there for you. I really am. JMV, when you suck, you suck. I've heard that before. No calls for below-average teams. You want to be pissed? Go after the Simon family. No desire to win a title. Listen, the circumstances they are in notwithstanding, and certainly there are longer-term things to look at as we talk about all the time there, but I was just talking about last night's game, and last night's game, they did get screwed over. And I don't care if you're a middler, below middler, or whatever. That type of garbage should not happen. It just shouldn't. And I gave a solution. It's not like that I'm just making fun of the best in the world, because they're easy enough to make fun of. And, in fact, I really take a great deal of enjoyment out of making fun of them. But beyond that, I gave you the solution. Got to have somebody else out there. Got to have somebody guarding the baseline on both ends or something. I mean, you can't have it like that. I helped the game out a little bit. And believe me, I know where you're coming from, too, right there with that comment, because, yeah, you're not any good. The games, the crowd's not there. People either struggle to watch at home or have kind of checked out right now. And then you get crap like that, and all that does is make everything worse, at least for that night. And that's all I was talking about was last night. I was talking about last night, the effects that would still have, that helped maintain on this Pacer team in its season to date. But I also gave you a solution, what I think is a valid solution. You know, I give often a lot of really dumb solutions, but I thought that was really savvy, smart, and valid right there. Let us take a break, and we shall return. Mike Chappell of CBS 4 and Fox 59. We'll get the latest on the matchup with the Texans and the Colts coming up on Sunday. We'll get the hard knocks and more with Mike next.
Previously on the Colts versus the Texans.
Tyquan Lewis, first sack of the ball game for the Colts. Harris Campbell, touchdown! Mo Alley Cox with a score! What a run! Jonathan Taylor, touchdown! Jonathan Taylor.
That was fun. Let's do it again. The Colts are in Texas to take on Houston Sunday. Pregame starts at 10. Matt Taylor with a kickoff at 1. Your home for Colts football. 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, I'll play a little morning hoop and then go in for that 10 a.m. start time coming up for Week 13 with the Texans and the Colts down in Houston. Oh, yeah, by the way, to JMV here. For my good friends at Big Red Liquor. So Matt Koglazer came up with a spectacular idea. He said, how about every month since midsummer we give away a big gift? It's been a lot of stuff in the past, a lot of stuff that you've signed up for and hopefully won. This is a little bit different, but certainly appropriate for the holiday season than moving forward. Big Red Liquors, in the month of December, they're giving away 5 snow blowers, and all you have to do is sign up at any of the 59 Big Red Liquors locations. You got to be 21, but there is no purchase necessary. But face it, you want to make sure you go in there and get set up gift-giving-wise with the greatness that is the Heaven Hill Distillery. All the products they have on the shelves at Big Red Liquors, you can do that and also get signed up to win one of 5 snow blowers. Month of December giveaway with Big Red Liquors. For more info online, that's bigredliquors.com today.
We've done it again!
While other lenders are talking about raising their rates, our expert team at Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With the low rate of 1.875% and home values at all-time highs, you can get more cash out of your home or eliminate pricey mortgage insurance.
Call 317-706-GOLD today to get your refinance started within minutes and make no mortgage payments until next year.
After all, our team speaks mortgage and loves translating it for customers. We can save you even more money with our 1.875% rate.
Plus, you'll never pay up front for your appraisal at Golden Oak. Call 317-706-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
Hey, the number's 317-284-9526. That's Lance and his local team at LD Smith Plumbing, always making sure you are taken care of. There's not a lot of plumbing that I know a great deal about, so I lean on the best, and the best is local in this case with Lance and his team at LD Smith Plumbing. I always got that number, too, at 317-284-9526. For anything that's going down plumbing needs-wise for you, and then especially if you encounter some emergency situations, the measures that you take is dial 317-284-9526. For the best in plumbing, Lance and his team at LD Smith Plumbing, online, ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Bet Rivers Sportsbook is ready to make this football season one to remember. All season long, you can score at Bet Rivers Sportsbook with free bets, odds boosts, and more. With player props, thousands of game lines, and live in-game betting, Bet Rivers Sportsbook delivers a best-in-class sports betting experience and has an experienced customer service team to back it up. Visit Bet Rivers Sportsbook today and bet this football season with a local trusted team that puts you first. Go to BetRivers.com and be a winner. Partner of French Lick Casino Resort. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 1-800-994-8448. Playable only in Indiana.
Terry Stacy for your American Standard Game Day weather forecast, brought to you by Absolute Comfort. The final matchups are here to set up the college football playoff. Saturday at noon, it's the Big 12 championship between number 9 Baylor and number 5 Oklahoma State in AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Sunny and 70s. Good chance for an open roof. Late afternoon, number 1 Georgia and number 3 Alabama battle at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta for the SEC championship. 60s and sunny, but reports are the roof most likely to be closed. At the same time, number 4 Cincinnati hosts number 21 Houston in the American Athletic Championship outdoors in Cincy, 40s and sunny. Then Saturday night here in Indy, number 2 Michigan and number 13 Iowa battle for the Big Ten Championship, 30s and cloudy, and look for the roof to be closed. Our boys in blue head to Houston Sunday, sunny and 70s. The roof at NRG Stadium might just be open. This has been your American Standard Game Day forecast, brought to you by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Dutchless Pro dealer.
This hour of The Fan is fueled by Wheeler Mission. Neighbors experiencing homelessness this holiday season need your donation today to provide food, shelter, and care to Hoosiers in need. Please donate now at wheelermission.org. 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
WIBC HD2 W298BB. WIBC HD3 W228CX. Indianapolis.
The Colts are on the road as they face the Houston Texans. Coverage Sunday morning at 10 on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
I want you out in front of the school with her. I'd like to have a few words with you, by God.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
John here. I did not get electrocuted. The antenna just came down for a minute. You guys are asking me if I got electrocuted. That's only happened once, and not on the show either. Only one time. You guys ever grow up on a farm where the farmer, either your parents or your grandfather or somebody that you knew had an electric fence? Anybody ever, forget it. that was my only bout with electrocution. So, no, we're all right here. Sam did a great job with it. Kyle's back at the station. Thank you very much for joining us. Our Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots, week number 13 of the NFL, which includes, of course, on the road, the Colts down in Houston for part 2 within the AFC South, coming up on Sunday afternoon at 1. Again, your pregame coverage with me and the fellas begins at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning right here on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. But on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, friend of the show from CBS 4 and Fox 59, he is Mike Chappell. All right, I got a question, and you probably don't have an answer for it, probably just an opinion on it. Watching Hard Knocks last night, when the whole Quentin Nelson piece talking to Frank Reich on the sideline, to paraphrase here, to run the football more, to put it in our hands, do you think that happened within the context that a lot of us, including me, has had a great deal of criticism about those 26 non-handing the ball off to number 28 offensive play situations in the second half on Sunday? Do you think that was in that context or outside that context?
It's funny, I'm sitting there finishing my story about that. I think it showed two things. One, it showed that Reich is approachable, even during a game. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff going on. He trusts certain players. It's funny. I asked T.Y. Hilton about that, about approaching the coach. He said, depends on the player. But I do think it was that. Plus, I think it was, I imagine that Quentin and the offensive line was getting frustrated. I'm sure there was some of that. It reminds me of a few times during the Peyton Manning years where, remember that dust up they had on the sidelines between Peyton and Jeff Saturday where, you'd call, Blackwell would call and all this, and he'd say, well, run the ball. So it happens. But I think it's both. It shows that Reich in many situations is very approachable, but it also showed he talked to any offensive lineman, and they would much prefer run blocking to pass protection because in general, pass protection, you're a little more passive. That's probably not the right word, but sometimes there's a little retreat in what you do to protect. And run blocking, you're just firing off and nailing people. And I think it was probably a little bit of both. But it was Quentin Nelson saying, run the damn ball. You want my head? You want a hit? So, but having said that, and this is all hypothetical, and I haven't talked to Frank about this. There's every chance they come out and run the ball in that last series anyway. To that extent, I don't know. But Tampa did soften their defense somewhat to make it more conducive to run. But, yeah, it's amazing to me, and I understand both sides, and I can argue both sides, that 26 plays without a Jonathan Taylor run isn't enough. It isn't good enough. I think he went 27 minutes of game time between carries, which is crazy, just crazy. But I also would argue that it was working except for the stupid strip sack that the left tackle gave up. And if they don't have 5 turnovers, they ran up almost 400 yards on Tampa, 390 or whatever it was. So it was working. But when it doesn't work, when you lose, everything's open for criticism, and it's fair game. It is. When your best player is your running back, and you get away that far from him, I think you simply open yourself up for criticism.
All right, so you're saying that I'm justified for what I said on Sunday and Monday. Kind of is what you're saying. I appreciate that.
I would have to go back and see the level.
I kind of got a little off the rails, probably. So yeah,
my argument against that, and I don't know how strong you were, is how many rushing plays would have been okay instead of 26 straight passes. Okay, how about 23 and 3? So I don't know. I do know that there have been times in the past with Frank, with Chuck, and everybody that they've gotten away from the run too much. They had no luck, and then they just go crazy throwing the ball. At least they stuck with it for a half. Taylor averaged 3 yards a carry in the first half. Now, I realize he only had, 8 or 9 carries, whatever it was. I understand that, which But at least I think they made a decision at some point that, we're not wasting plays. We're not just going to run just to run so we have some type of balance. And then when we get to strip sack, boy, like to call a run play there, right?
Yeah.
So when you lose, do something else. When a play doesn't work, do something else. But the bottom line is, yes, they needed to tailor to run the ball a few more times. How many more times? I don't know. I'm not a big proponent of running just to run. What if he has 25 carries for 75 yards? 3 yards a carry. That probably wouldn't have happened. You give him 25 carries, and he's going to break some. He just is. So, but it's what's really what this boils down to is people care, and when you lose, I think it's kind of interesting, and it's healthy to have both sides. Can you imagine if people we've talked about this, when they don't care, you're screwed. So
and listen, Mike, we got a great example of that today because I was at that Pacer game last night and saw it. They got absolutely screwed out of a win. And this sucks because I love the Pacers and I love the NBA, but there are very few people that really care about it today.
Well, you get the turnover in the fast break. And how in the heck did he leave the ball short of the rim? Well, the guy grabbed his jersey.
Because they're not good enough. Those three aren't good enough, and you got to have another one. I mean, you got to put either another official on the floor or two at each baseline to save the three that are trying to run up and down the floor with the greatest athletes on the planet. That is just not a formula. I mean, you're going to miss some stuff, but you cannot on any level of the NBA miss something like that last night. You just can't.
And I don't know how it works, but the Pacers had no timeouts. Could they have challenged? Had they had a timeout? Is that
no? Because the whistle didn't blow. Right, the foul wasn't called, so there was nothing. There was nothing to challenge. So if there were a foul called, and then you could do it. But yeah, it's beyond stupid how that wasn't called.
So what's going to happen is, and I've not seen it yet on Twitter, but so the league is going to put out a message. Hey, we screwed that one. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Well,
normally at 4 o'clock the next day, kind of what took place with the Laker game last week, where Duarte knocked down that three from the corner that tied it up, and he got fouled, and he should have gone to the free throw line and chance to win that game, but instead they go to overtime and lose, and then the next day, the NBA's final 2-minute report comes out and says that my word's not theirs. We screwed the Pacers over. So yeah.
Right. That's the Colts. Every team puts in X number of plays that they didn't agree with and all this. And when the league, how do you feel when the league comes back and says, yeah, we messed that one up? What are you going to put? Well, then let's put him back at the line with 2 free throws and see if we're going to overtime. So but again, I think it's healthy to have the debate like with the Colts. I think it is. And
here's the final 2-minute report, by the way. We just got it here. I have it in front of me. Kevin Huerter committing the foul. Disadvantaged player Chris Duarte. The comment, Huerter grabs Duarte's jersey as he elevates, and the contact affects his driving shot attempt. A foul should have been called. So there you go. That's going to make everybody around here feel a lot better. But no, the point that you were making, Mike, is valid. I mean, what concerns me from a Pacer standpoint is, man, I thought that everybody gets stirred up about it today, but they haven't had issue with it because that's not their major focus. And everybody complaining, I guess, from a Colts standpoint, that is their major focus. And you don't want, with your sports team, to be viewed upon from that particular angle. And that's where the Pacers are. That's where the Colts are right now. And you got to get this Pacer thing moved back going a different direction where more people than just me screaming and yelling about officiating is what you hear.
Yeah, I hope the Pacers get it turned around because I think the fan base really, really, really wants to be there and support them and all that. And, you can have two vibrant pro franchises in the same town and the fan base. It works. I'm not sure. I really don't know how much of a overlap there is in both fan bases. Probably not a lot, just because of the costs involved. So I think this fan base, the Pacer fan base, really, really wants to get on board. But you need to see it on the bottom line. It's just, you just can't say, well, they played hard. Well, sure they played hard. That should be a given every week. So I hope they get it turned around because I think it's healthy for the community for both to be vibrant. I really do.
Hey, do you think it's healthy for Frank Reich's reputation that was shown last night with the fans? Because a lot of fans, much like I was outspoken about the 26 consecutive times with handing the football off, was that a healthy portrayal of the situation in terms of how fans are viewing Frank Reich right now?
You mean that Quentin Nelson didn't suggest that he ordered it?
Well, because now everybody's opinion is, oh, yeah, so the offensive lineman has to go up and say this is the play to make, to get some points in the second half. Is that healthy for the reputation of Reich here?
Yes, only because what I'm writing about is this stuff goes on every game, all the time. It's just, Darius Leonard talks as a play caller every series. Well, unfortunately, it's Flus, and he's back on the bench. Frank's out there on the middle, by the middle of the sidelines by himself where people see it. So, again, maybe Frank was going to run the ball in that next series anyway. They've done that in the past. They had plenty of time. And Tampa, again, changed their defense to where it would have been easier to run. So, but I know what you're saying. Well, it took the Pro Bowl guard to tell you to run the ball. So I understand that. But keep in mind one thing about Hard Knocks. The Colts have final say on what goes on there. And if they thought for a second that was going to undermine Frank Reich, they would have clipped off that minute and whatever it was, minute and 30. So I understand that part, but I think the Colts and Frank Reich are more than secure, knowing that in their mind what that shows is that the head coach is approachable, even in the fourth quarter with a lot of stuff going on. And so again, they could have erased that from the content, but they didn't because they're secure enough. And if people want to believe that the head coach got bullied by the All-Pro guard, you're not going to change their mind anyway. And I don't think that was what happened there.
So Mike Chappell of CBS 4 and Fox 59. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. We'll get to the matchup with the Texans coming up in Week 13 Sunday in a second. Colts are 6-6, coming off that loss to Tampa Bay, in the mix for a postseason spot, but they need to do some work, and they're going to need some help along the way as well. I'm curious, with this team at 6-6, and especially in the games that have been prominent where they've had double-digit leads, right, and they have melted down and lost those leads, inevitably lost the game. Is that more about this team just being what they are, 6-6 in average, or is this a team that may have some fundamental issue about closing out games, Mike, against teams equal to or better than they are?
Yeah, that's a good question. I always kind of come back to it. It's a personnel issue. Now, where you want to put the blame there is it's against Baltimore. That's defense. That's on the defense. Make a play, for crying out loud. One play. Stop a 2-point conversion. Stop. Go in that fourth quarter overtime. Not even overtime. In the fourth quarter, make a play. Stop something, and you win. So that's if that's anything that you could get on the defensive coordinator for that, I suppose, easily. The Tennessee game, again, two awful plays by the quarterback. That's decision making by the quarterback. And then this one, it's just not 5 turnovers. I mean, what's crazy is we talked to T.Y. Hilton today. He said we had 31 points and 5 turnovers. We could have put up 50 on them. And he's right. So I just think I come back to it's a player's game, and if you don't have the right players, it's hard to win. So we could argue very strongly that their decision to go with the young, largely unproven pass rushers, hoping these guys did something which, outside of Kwity Paye, they really haven't. Receivers, they banked on T.Y., and he's been in and out and mostly out, and they banked on Paris Campbell, and he's been primarily out. And right now you got Michael Pittman. I mean, what if Michael Pittman didn't emerge with what he is? So in left tackle, that's cost him some this year. It just has. With the way it took Eric Fisher to get back to where he's playing at a high level, and then he has the place Sunday, and if that doesn't tell you how one play by a left tackle can swing a game. So I tend to put it more on what they don't have. They need a few more playmakers. But having said that, Zach Passo don't fumble the ball. Nyheim Hines don't muff a punt, which, that's two he's muffed this year. And he's been one of the best punt returners in the league over the last, year and a half or whatever it's been, 2 years. So, I want to be really, really critical, and they deserve for not closing out one of those games. You close out one of them, primarily the Titans game, and then you're really in good shape. But it just takes a player making a play, and nothing super duper off the charts, but just make a play. Don't fumble, get a sack, knock a ball down, and they haven't done it. Now, whether that's coaching to not put them in the right spot, or players being in the right spot and not being able to make a play, I don't know. That's for smarter people than me. But I tell you, it's just. I've told you this. I'd be such a bad head coach or GM because I'd still be PO'd about Baltimore. I wouldn't be over the Baltimore game yet, and you can't be that way. And what's crazy is you said they need help on all this. They really don't. All they need is if they go 4-1, they're almost certainly at. I think Zach Kiefer had in there like 99%. But going 3-2 with their conference record, there's still a really good chance at 9-8 they get in. So all they have to do is take care of their business, and that's the tough ones are New England, the Raiders, and Arizona, and then don't soil yourself at Houston and Jacksonville. With all that they've not done this year, there's still a very good chance this team makes the playoffs.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because I've gone 4-1 with that one being in Arizona. I haven't really sunk to the depths of 3-2. There's a lot that has to go into this team being fortunate at 3-2, and for the life of me, I can't remember the last time this team had some solid fortune like that.
Well,
maybe I should.
And they've not gotten a lot of help along the way this far, whether it's been at Cleveland or who was it lost that beat Dallas the other day. My mind's fogging up. But again,
the Raiders. Right, the Raiders on Thanksgiving in Dallas.
So and again, do you hope the next 3 weeks? I believe Buffalo's got 2 with New England, and they're at Tampa. So do you pull for the Patriots to win the East? And then if Buffalo's in the wild card mix, you got the head-to-head with them. So it's, in Cleveland, with the AFC North's going to beat each other up, the AFC West is going to beat each other up. So that's why I say if the Colts just take care of their business. Again, Nat Newell's a star. He's a bigger stat nerd than I am. He's really good at it. And he says 9-8. Chances are really pretty good that these guys get in. Now, the fan base may not like 9-8 getting in, but I'm telling you, the way this team is, if it gets in, I can see it. What was it, 18 when they went to Houston and smoked those guys with this type of a team? So it's all about getting in. If you can't win your division, get in and see. So all the things that they've left on the field thus far, it's still right there for them. Now, they can't afford, again, somehow losing to Houston or, heaven forbid, Jacksonville. We know how tough it is for these guys in Jacksonville. I don't care who they are. But it's still right there for them with all that they've not done so far.
Mike Chappell of CBS 4 and Fox 59. Colts and Houston coming up on Sunday. And our pregame show begins at 10 a.m. right here on Sunday morning. So I saw you tweet this, I think it was on Sunday, that the Colts are going to be in the market again this offseason for a left tackle. Because of obviously the way that Eric Fisher has played, not so much in the run blocking schemes, but certainly in the pass protection, that has been an issue. Where are you with both the left tackle and the wide receiver position? Because both of these have been swings and certainly more misses than hits for Chris Ballard that has to continue to go back and try to find a solution for both.
We were talking about that in the press room today, and I'm not closing the door on Eric Fisher being back. I'm not. We've got 5 games to go, and they're going to look at the entire body of work. But it's just those plays, those handful of plays that left tackles that are so glaring when they don't get the job done.
And to your point, I don't know how many options they would have.
Well,
to be honest with you,
too. That's the problem too. It's easy if they don't bring him back. Okay, then what's your answer? Are you getting one on the open market? He's not on the roster. We had this discussion last year. I don't think that they would consider Quentin Nelson. We've been down the Quentin Nelson road before. I don't think you do that, and you're not going to be in position in the draft to get one because you're going to be your first round picks going to Philly. So that's why I say I'm not closing the door on left tackle because they will look at the entire body of work, whereas me and a lot of guys will look at this play, that play, and say, "Gosh, you need better." Yeah, of course you may need better, but wide receiver to me is major. Will Chris Ballard finally go and invest in a free agent? He's not. The biggest one he's done is Funchess. It was like $10 million, I think it was. But it's glaring that they need a number 2 receiver. I mean, I'll be shocked if T.Y.'s back next year, and if he wants to play, can you really justify another contract for him? And you cannot. You simply cannot trust that Paris Campbell stays healthy. You can't do it. If he does, hey, that's good for him and next year, but you can't do that. So, but they need a corner, they need a safety, and to what we've seen to this point, they need a pass rusher. Even if Kwity Paye continues like this, okay, that's one, and you just don't know who the other edge pass rusher is. And fortunately, I think they're going to have some cap space to do that. Although Quentin Nelson's going to get a bunch of it. So that's why they've got 3 or 4 major offseason issues like they did last year. Some of them the same issues.
Hey, it's Groundhog Day. I'm going to have to bring up my Quentin Nelson to left tackle conversation again because of this.
And you could argue that he might be as good as what they can find. I mean,
there's no question about it. None. Yeah.
So, and again, the argument's going to be, well, you're going to pay him like a left tackle and let him play left tackle.
Oh, man. You're stoking the flames here, Mike. You're stoking the flames.
I would love to get 3% of whatever he's going to get from the Colts next year.
You're stoking my flame. People out there going, "Oh no, man! Come on, Mike! Don't bring that back up again! Come on!" So
I think that I don't think they do that. All I'm interested to see are the numbers that they throw about with Quentin Nelson because they're going to be massive.
Oh man!
I know.
I don't know. But that and wide receiver, it looks like we're going to double back and be talking about both here.
You and I we're going to be on that island, and we're going to be the only 2 guys yelling for a receiver. And Chris Ballard is going to be on that boat. He is going to go right by the island, and he's not even going to pay attention to us.
Yeah, and then throw another pass to Zach Pascal in the flat. I take that back. I like Zach a great deal, but there's no way in the world I can watch that play happen again. I just can't. Please.
It's just, and Ashton Doolin catches that one of the most beautiful passes I've seen in all my years, and he's had 11 catches all year. That's what you did, and I love Jack Doyle. I think he's so important to this team, but he can't be your leading receiver. I don't care. You need to have when Michael Pittman has an off day, which he did, and he shouldn't be allowed to have an off day. Somebody's got to be there to pick it up. And I'm not talking 4 catches for 28 yards for T.Y. It's got to be somebody step up, and right now they don't have that guy.
No, they don't. Right back there again, right back where we started from. Didn't Maxine Nightingale sing that in the 70s? Remember the film Slapshot? Right back where we started from was a song that played all the time in that. Yeah, that's going to be the theme song at wide receiver for the Colts.
There we go, you and me.
Buddy, I appreciate you more than you know. Enjoy the game coming up on Sunday, Mike.
Talk to you next week.
Mike Chappell of CBS 4 and Fox 59. Blame that on Mike and not on me, by the way. I know a lot of you are going to go, oh, here we go again. Blame that on Mike and not on me. Joe's Grill, we're in Fishers, 116 Brooks School Road. We've got the Harrah's Hoosier Park race of the day. I've got a Jimmy, I've got a Billy, I've got a Corey and Candace sighting over there. Corey Kinney has told me, because we're up here in the Hamilton Southeastern area, that he is the greatest defensive player in the history of Hamilton Southeastern. Is that true? What? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the greatest wide receiver in the history of Hamilton. Is this true? Any Hamilton Southeastern folks? Can we verify that?
Gary Harris might have been better.
Gary, you think Gary? I don't know, man. I don't know Gary Harris. Gary Harris. Corey Kinney's a good dude, man. Quick break, and we'll return the Harrah's Hoosier Park race of the day. You and me, if you guys want to go that direction, at 239-1070 next to.
We are currently locking mortgages in the low 2s and have a 21-day closing guarantee. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
NMLS number 1326241.
If it's after lunch, I probably wouldn't have fed him to the Titans. I get a little ornery when I'm hungry, and timing is everything, people. That's why my Sportsbook app has live in-game betting for football. I don't care if the game has already started. If the time to make your move is in the second half, go for it. Caesar's got to. Caesar likes to move freely. That's why I'm partial to the total.
Must be 21. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Owner Danny Reinhardt says putting his kids in charge of more of the day-to-day operations of the business was the plan all along.
It makes me really proud that I know that I can turn it over to my family and they can take care of things, and I've got all the confidence in the world in them. And that's the legacy I'm proud to leave.
A great family-owned business, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. 317-745-4526. Reinhardt's your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
When we at AmericanEagle.com were asked by our client, Repair Clinic, to, repair their website, our digital marketing experts, like Tim, rolled up their sleeves and got to work. If you know Tim, you know that he loves a good challenge, which meant that this project was pretty much the highlight of Tim's year. From improving slow-loading performance that plagued our client's site to slashing duplicate pages and building an optimized sitemap, Tim was like a real-life action hero, but of website optimization. And our client reaped the benefits with major strides in their SEO, like more traffic, impressions, and revenue. Tim and the team even helped them create search and email marketing campaigns and better ongoing analytics tracking. However complex your digital challenges, from digital marketing and strategy to web development, UX, and more, talk to the experts at AmericanEagle.com. Don't just grow, soar.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Score gifts for your entire list with the gift of Twin Peaks. From e-gift cards to hats and merch, they've got you covered. Visit online at twinpeaksrestaurant.com/shop. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey, John from PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. Losing your hair, you want to do something about it. Hey, try multi-unit hair grafting, artist robotic FUE, laser hair therapy. The techniques, procedures they use to get your real growing hair again with our friends from PAI. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
When it comes to working at Geico, our best advocates are our employees, like Michael. But since he is so focused on growing his career, we hired an actor to read his story.
If you want a job where you get out as much as you put in, Geico is the best place to work. Plus, we promote from within, so there are no ceilings placed on your opportunities.
They even offer parental leave to full-time employees. So there's nothing stopping him from going all the way to the top. But not too high. He's scared of heights.
Ready to start your career, Indy? We're hiring claim sales and service agents. Apply online today at geico.job/Indy.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special. At Kroger, we've got a huge selection of high-quality meats on top of fresh, natural produce, like fresh, never-frozen prime-grade beef and our Simple Truth organic Brussels sprouts, or delicious king crab legs with our private selection gourmet potatoes. Whew, had to say that doubly fast. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We're hiring for immediate openings with next-day pay, benefits, and great perks. Apply today at jobs.kroger.com.
Fan vs. Fan, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings app. Use code 1075FAN to get in on all the action.
The Ride with JMV.
It takes him a second to get on the stool because he's under 5 feet tall.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
John here. Thank you for joining us. Well, we're at Joe's Grill. We're in Fishers. The Eggleston family's large and in charge right here. Hey, I got to hang out with your wife last night. You know that, don't you? I did, yes. We saw Jimmy. Jimmy and family, the Egglestons are absolutely the best. And I saw Jimmy and Jimmy's mom at the game last night. Britt Halverson is with us as well. You know, you see Jimmy and family all the time, too.
Absolutely. Just had the pleasure of meeting Jimmy's father, too. That's awesome.
They're
outstanding.
Awesome. They're absolutely
great family.
Awesome. My man Litzy is here. I saw Litzy over there. I got to mention Candace because Corey's over there, the best wide receiver all time at Hamilton Southeastern, from what he says, and the lovely Candace is with him. Paul is here, Billy's here, and we're having a blast.
Got a great crew here, John.
It's
awesome.
Great as usual.
Great people.
Tomorrow on a Bud Light Blue Friday, I have Patriots tickets for you. We're going to be at the Slippery Noodle coming up tomorrow.
Another great place to be at, right?
Mart, Josh, and the gang coming up tomorrow. So haven't seen them in a while. We'll be very excited about seeing Cappy and Marty and everybody coming up tomorrow. Hey, 239-1070 is that number. Back to the phones we go. Line 2 is Brian. Brian, welcome to the show. How are you?
What's up, John? It's the talk. So what happened was, broken leg, and had to go to ortho today. He's looking around. McCollum, you know, there's nothing there but like a curtain. Says, look, man, we're going to set for 3 to 6 weeks, but % you're for the season.
Wait. You're cutting out a lot there. Kyle, did he say that McConnell has a really bad wrist injury? He said, what did he say?
It sounded like he said McConnell was going to be out for a while.
Because we saw him, he hurt his wrist last night, and Kyle and I saw him on the bench kind of flexing it, and then he left the game and was ruled out. Is that what he said? Is this, I
think he might have said he's going to be out for the season.
I didn't hear. How did he say he knew that?
Something about being close to, he was at the doctors, and McConnell was there when only a curtain was dividing them so he could overhear.
Is that phone call violating any HIPAA rules right there? Because I don't know if I wanted to be close to that. Brian, thank you, man. Your phone just kind of crapped out. I don't mind if you get on here, especially if you have breaking news. We've had breaking news before that I thought I was getting catfished about and then decided not to use it. It turned out to be true. See you guys. The family Eggleston exiting right now. Always good to see them. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to be live down at the Noodle downtown. We got Bud Light Blue Friday and Patriots Colts tickets for you tomorrow afternoon. Zeke is up next at 239-1070. Zeke, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Jay?
I am great, Zeke.
Hey, man, I've watched every Colts game this year, and Quentin's been, he's played, he's not played, Chris Reed's filled in. I haven't noticed enough of a difference with him in the game or out of the game to justify paying him left tackle money at left guard.
Well, as far as big-time money, I wouldn't go all the way in complete agreement with what you're saying, but that much money seems like a lot for a team that still may end up being in search for a left tackle. When you're going to have to pay a left tackle at some point, a lot of money too. I mean, it does. I mean, the whole offense, it seems like a luxury at times. I know it's not. I probably phrased that the wrong way. I'm not going to go as far as saying that you don't notice because, I mean, he is really good. I mean, people smarter than me about that position will tell you how good he is, and I'll go by those folks. But that is going to be a lot of money for a team that, is spinning their wheels still at wide receiver, still not sure, I would guess, about left tackle, and getting somebody to get after the quarterback consistently. All swings and misses or retries, if you will, from Chris Ballard and company. And at some point, man, that's going to run out on you.
Do you see them giving, I don't want to say an ultimatum, but try to talk him into a team-friendly contract to compensate for some of that? Or
I would doubt it. I would doubt it. I mean, if you're going to get paid what they believe that you're worth, your market value plus what they believe you're going to be worth here. It is tough to think about that. And we knew we were going to be going down this path at some point. Maybe not so much when you thought that Costanzo was still here, but you knew that his time was going to run out at some point. But paying that left guard that much money while you're still, unsure, it's still a mystery at left tackle, doesn't sound like the best business model ever, to me at least.
All right, man. I appreciate your time. Have a good night.
Zeke, anytime. Thank you very much. Zeke, by the way, is the name of our cat. Yeah. Zeke's nuts. Not the Zeke caller right there, Brent, but the cat. No. Our cat that, and once again, I say, no, we're not getting one. And then I come home, and there it is.
Hey, that's how it happens, John.
I guess I get outvoted.
It's like Litzy,
two kids and a wife. Litzy never gets outvoted. That dude does whatever he wants.
I know.
That dude does whatever he wants. He's out and about all the time. He's my hero.
That is one crazy cat, speaking of cats, right?
Man, yeah. Litzy is my hero. He never misses anything. It's pretty awesome.
That's all. I'd love to have him out. Great crowd again tonight coming out. I mean, if you're around here, we got another half hour here. Come out and join us. We got some cocktails flowing. Love to buy
you
one.
got them flowing over
Let's
there.
get them flowing, absolutely.
Product this time of year. I want you to mention this because we don't mention it all the time. Just this time of year. You got a very special product that everybody embraces this time of year.
Special product. The number one selling eggnog in the world.
I love it.
Is Evan Williams Eggnog. So get out and get it now because I can tell you all the product that's been brought in by Southern Glazers, our distributor, has already been put out to all of your liquor stores. So
that's it, huh? What you got right now?
What's out there is out there. So get out to your favorite liquor store. Go see Mr. Cole Glazer, our friend at Big Red.
Yes.
They've got a lot of Evan Williams Eggnog there, but not a better way to bring in the holiday spirit, John, with a little bit of eggnog.
I'm not that big of an eggnog guy.
Are you not?
What's happening there?
Well, it is pretty. It's sweet, right?
Yeah.
But it's got a nice little bourbon base to it. It's I can drink one or two.
Is it one of those things where you can drink a lot of it and?
No. I mean, it's more of a celebratory with family, and then you move to the big heat, right? Then you bring in some
so that's like
Elijah Craig at the end.
That's like a beverage appetizer.
I always feel like I'm not. I'm doing okay. I'm not drinking too soon. I can start early in the day with a little eggnog, right? And then as the night goes on, I'll move into a little bit more of a kind of a larceny, neat on the rocks kind of thing. But Evan Williams Eggnog, good way to start the day off. Not to sound like a raging alcoholic, John. More of a seasonal.
A veteran that knows his way around the product.
Sure, got to know your way around.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
Celebrate the holidays and start off with a little eggnog.
You do. All right, Brent's going to hang here. Yep. We'll come back. I'll tell you what, Kyle, let's take a break. We'll come back with the Harrah's Hoosier Park Race of the Day. Is this the final one, or is tomorrow the final one?
We've got today and tomorrow. That's it.
I didn't know they were still running into December. That's nice. Harrah's Hoosier Park Race of the Day. That's 50-50 in betting and dining from Harrah's Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson. We're going to set you up for tomorrow's show as well. That Friday is always fantastic. We got a lot more for you. Joe's Grill in Fishers, 116 and Brook School Road, 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
We have your chance to win tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra when they return to Gamebridge Fieldhouse December 22nd. Sign up to win today at 1075thefan.com.
Christmas Nights of Lights at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Drive over 2 miles watching millions of lights dance to the music playing through your car radio. New this year are reservations only. Timed entry. Tickets must be purchased online ahead of time. Open nightly including all holidays now through January 2nd. ChristmasNightsOfLights.com.
Hey, Indy. Tim Pierson here, founder of Chattanooga Whiskey, the only Tennessee high malt. Try Chattanooga Whiskey 91, our own rich malt-forward bourbon with 4 grains, 3 specialty malts, and finished in a charred white oak Solera barrel. Drink Chattanooga Whiskey and enjoy responsibly.
Hey, guys, no pressure here, but if you really want to make this the best holiday ever, ask her already. What's more romantic than a holiday proposal? Come to Shane Company to see our amazing selection of unique engagement rings, crafted to last forever. Our warranty is free for a lifetime, and it even covers the center stone. No matter your budget, we'll help you create the perfect ring. We also have rings already set with a center stone, ready to go. And let's talk about center stones. All of our diamonds are conflict-free and natural, handpicked for their beauty. And Tom Shane personally selects our rubies and sapphires in Bangkok. We have so many center stones to choose from, plus we're a direct importer, which means we pass the savings on to you. All right, guys, make it happen.
Book a virtual or an in-store appointment with a non-commissioned jewelry consultant, or just drop by the store. Check our website for hours. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey, John here for Connecticut Water. Hello, Connecticut Water, the absolute best. And I'm going to set you up this time of year. Know this, if you don't have Connecticut, you don't have the best. And if you want the best, you got great holiday deals going on right now from my friends Joe, John, and Dennis and Connecticut. All right, the Premier Series water softener, that absolutely transforms your water like you have never seen it, ever tasted it, ever felt it. Then you get the K5, and that's endless water the way that you want it, when that you want it. It is seriously a lifetime game changer. And during the month of December, hit those great prices up at the 2 Connecticut locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31 in Southport Road, the Connecticut Water app. Download that to your smartphone or device today or online, ConnecticutND.com.
Bet Rivers Sportsbook wants you to be in control of your football bets. That's why players love the same game parlays at Bet Rivers. Same game parlays let you mix and match player props and game bets, and gives a payout boost to the winning combinations you want to root for. Combine 2 bets or combine many. You pick your confidence level and then watch the game unfold. Bet on same-game parlays at BetRivers.com or download the Bet Rivers app. Must be 21 and located in Indiana. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 1-800-994-8448.
Harris Hoosier Park Race of the Day. Here we go. 50-50 in betting and dining from Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson. Your lineup as follows. That's Jim Gilmore getting Ivana Gomore. What? Jason Hatfield had Love's Last Dance. Jim McCann, straight from Southern California, with Princess of the Night. MTS Wood has Runaway Floyd. Vel Larry to Brandon Reef. Shout out to B. Reef there. Patrick Clark has Lick Creek Massacred. What? Sullenberger goes to Richie and Steve with Good Win at Last. I mispronounced some names, but still, if you win, you get 50-50 in betting and dining, courtesy of Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino. This is your race of the day. Good luck.
The following is presented by the Indiana Standard Bred Breed Development Program. From Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino, it's time for the Harness Race of the Day on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
They are up. And in the center, it is Vel Larry and Runaway Floyd away nicely. Down on the inside, Ivana Gomore, Princess of the Night. Sullenberger not wasting any time, rushing right up. The 2 trailers, Lick Creek Magic's RD and Love's Last Dance, as the field goes on to the first turn. And moving with the lead is Vel Larry. Vel Larry is in front as Sullenberger has gone on a break. Sullenberger on a break on the turn by the quarter in 28-1. Now back to the backstretch. The leader is Vel Larry. Second is Ivana Gomore. Racing third is Princess of the Night. And then comes Runaway Floyd. Love's Last Dance is fifth. Sixth is Lick Creek Magic's RD. And Sullenberger is the tail ender as they continue up the backstretch, now approaching the half-mile mark. Vel Larry, Ivana Gomore, and Princess of the Night. Those 3 are now 2.5 lengths ahead of Runaway Floyd, who is fourth by the half and 58-1. There's a further 2 back to Love's Last Dance, then Lick Creek Magic's RD, and the trailer Sullenberger as the field moves on to the far turn. Vel Larry, 1.5 lengths in front of Ivana Gomore. Princess of the Night is third, then 2 further to Runaway Floyd. Lick Creek Magic's RD is moving quickly on the outside and is now passing Runaway Floyd to take fourth as Sullenberger has gone on another break as the field comes to the top of the stretch. 3/4 of a mile in 1:28-1. And it is Vel Larry off the turn with the lead. Ivana Gomore is second. Princess of the Night third. Lick Creek Magic's RD on the outside. Runaway Floyd drops down to the inside to get some racing room. They're coming to the final 1/8 of a mile. Vel Larry has the lead. The lead is 2. Down on the inside, Runaway Floyd is coming quickly, and splitting horses now is Princess of the Night. Here is Vel Larry, Princess of the Night, Runaway Floyd down on the inside. Vel Larry, Runaway Floyd. It is a photo. And third, right between them, was Princess of the Night. Up for fourth, Love's Last Dance, 1:58-1.
Just minutes from Indy off I-69 in Anderson, Harris Hoosier Park has standard bred horse racing through December 4th. Thanks in part to the Indiana Standard Bred Breed Development Program. And keep listening for your chance to win with the Harris Hoosier Park Harness Race of the Day on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Stop by your locally owned and operated Big O Tires for the lowest price on every tire every day with financing options available. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Friday on Kevin and Query, it is Football Pick Friday, breaking down everything from Colts Texans to conference championships in college football. Join us, 7 a.m.
The Ride with JMV.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Welcome back. Look at the Reefer checking in here with the win. Brandon Reef, next to last for the year. Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino Race of the Day. The Reefer gets 50 in betting and 50 in dining, courtesy of Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson. Valeri cashed it in. The win was $9. The place $4.50. $3 for the show. Runaway Floyd went $14.80 for the place. Showed at $4.20. Princess of the Night, at least they went with the names in the top three here that I can pronounce. Showed at $2.80. $2 exact payout went for $160. And the 50-cent trifecta payout was $212. There it is. Reefer, congratulations, your Harris Hoosier Park race of the day. Back at Joe's Grill in Fishers one final time with you. Brent Halverson, me, JMV, our Week 13 Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots coming at you as well. Fantastic work out of you, Brent. Nally Miller getting us all set for week number 13. We are getting down to it, are we not, in December now?
We are. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, we have, 4 weeks left.
Flying by.
Football. We're talking championship for college now this weekend coming up.
Yep.
We're going to be rolling into bowl games, and then, again, 4 weeks left here with the NFL season, John. It's gone fast, my friend. I love it. Hey, we've got 4 weeks left to bring the heat, right?
Yes.
4 weeks left to bring the heat.
Listen, I got to turn things around.
Well, I think
I'm sunk to the bottom right there with the two Ryans.
You were on the right side of quite a few of them, I felt like, this week.
Yeah.
I hope.
I'm deep
I was on with you.
I know, and I'm deep sea diving right now the way that it's been. It's amazing where I started out now where I am. A month ago, I was feeling good and like 11 games over, and here I am right now, which is absolutely crazy. And, yeah, you mentioned the college games as well. You got the Big Ten title game with Iowa and Michigan. Kind of seems like that this really needs to be the crowning achievement to this point of Jim Harbaugh, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You knock off Ohio State, your
gotta follow
next
it up.
step is followed up.
You
got to
follow it up, absolutely.
No, because nobody's ever going to forget about that, but it's going to be more prominent again that, hey, you can do this but can't do that, and you'll shake it loose a little bit and have that season everybody's been looking for a while if you cash that in coming up here downtown this weekend.
Absolutely. Something you and I haven't had a chance to talk about, that was a whole Notre Dame debacle going on this week, right? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
My thought is, it doesn't surprise me at all. And if somebody's going to offer up the money, then somebody needs what? Whoa, no. Oh, yeah.
Nally Schefter coming in.
You're going to get way too much. I mean, same for Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly here. I mean, you're going to get offered more money and go someplace else, and it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. I think Notre Dame is going to be just fine.
But you don't say, you know what, give me a few weeks here. Wait till the end of January. Let's make this happen. I don't know. I just that still is kind of. I don't like the departure.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, and part of the problem is there's no way you're going to be able to sit on that story. I mean, you can't sit on stories any longer for 5 minutes.
Sure,
much less.
Sure, no, you're right.
That much time. It was like the whole Andrew Luck thing going back years here, where they thought they were going to get through the entirety of the weekend without somebody leaking that and that coming out, and then it leaked out during the game, and it was an embarrassment for everybody, and he got booed. So I mean, loose lips sink ships. You're going to get sunk because there's no way people are going to be keeping that thing under wraps. So
you're right. So speaking of
you just move on, and I think, like I said, Notre Dame will be fine, and we'll see what Brian Kelly does. Brian Kelly did a fantastic job at Notre Dame. LSU, those folks down there are without a level of patience for anything, and we'll see if he's able to get that back to where they want it to be, which is winning national titles.
Yep, you're right.
And Lincoln Riley goes out to Southern California, gets paid, gets out of Oklahoma. I can't blame him for that.
No,
even though Oklahoma's a great job, don't get me wrong, but going to Southern California, going to USC, being in the Pac-12. Sounds about right.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
For a guy like that. And you know what? Everybody thought, Brent, that his next stop was going to be in the NFL.
Yeah.
There was always the NFL rumors for him, and really, he kind of backpedaled at Oklahoma this year. Spencer Rattler was supposed to be a quarterback, the Heisman Trophy frontrunner, and not only did he get benched, lost his job, but he's transferring out. So really, I think all across the board, things haven't worked out like everybody thought they were going to in Norman, Oklahoma this football season.
That keeps things interesting, right? You always got to keep people on their toes, and we're on our toes, right?
We are definitely on our toes.
All
right, you mentioned what else, you guys, anything going on next week? And we're going to do some fun stuff coming up next year as well, I think, out and about. We can't talk about it yet, but something we're going to be out and about and doing coming up in the next year as well.
We've got some great stuff on the books, and next week we are going to be, we are at, where are we? We're at Joe's in
I got the wrong place
Castleton
yesterday.
next week, John.
Hey, all right.
So now
So
here you
just
go.
a week
right?
off.
Joe's Castleton next Thursday, and then after that we're going to be downtown at Coach's. So next week, though, Joe's Castleton. Looking forward to a great week again, John. Always a pleasure, man.
Shout out to Mount Vernon.
Yes, Mount Vernon Marauders.
State champions right
That's
there.
awesome.
Their pride
Good
is the family Halverson. Sam, great job out of you. Sam did a great job having to work around the antenna that decided to go flaccid out there on us on the van.
Little blue pill.
Great job out of you, Sam. Mitchell, good job over there. Mitchie. Hey, Kyle, back at the station. Well done for you. Mike Chappell, the Nallies, also on this show today. Rob Blackman, voice of the Boilermakers. Podcast for each, 1075thefan.com. Noodle tomorrow. Patriots tickets on a Bud Light Blue Friday. Be safe. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
This is a sports town. You're a guy.
Or gal.
So 1075thefan.com is your website. From the Colts to the Pacers, from IndyCar to Indy High School sports, plus coaches' interviews, event info, free stuff, and beer.
There's no